Scott the engineer having to leave during the show yesterday because of illness. Some people are suspecting he was not ill. It was due to his fight with Baba Booey.
Yeah, I think it was Dell'Abate Flu.
Dell'Abate Flu, yeah.
There you go. It's sweeping
that rare strain.
The whole station.
We're hoping to get an exclusive with Scott the engineer later in the program. Find out exactly what went down. And
Howard Stern exclusive.
Right now, he's considered the hottest guest to get. Scott the engineer.
That's right. We hope we get him first.
That's right. Scott the engineer.
He looks fine.
There he is. He recovered from his illness.
It's amazing.
No, your move every time you get in a fight is to go, I'm leaving. Like you're like a woman.
I don't need this.
Yeah. What's
like
up
a
with
woman.
That?
No, seriously.
I got to see somebody about that.
No, really. I mean, like you leave, like you storm out like a woman.
You know what it is? My whole life, believe it or not, nobody's going to believe this. I totally tried to avoid confrontation.
Right.
I know you. I'm telling you. It's until I started working on this show.
What happened yesterday?
Well, we had a little disagreement.
What was it about?
And then I got ill. I guess I gave Artie what I had.
Right. Well, you.
What was the disagreement?
I was working, and all of a sudden he comes running into the studio I was in. It wasn't even my studio, and he goes, "I've been trying to call." I go, "Yeah, the phone. Something wrong with the phone." He goes, "Why didn't you fix the phone?" I go, "Like, I'm busy working on stuff I'm fixing to get the show on the air. The phone was least of my concern, and his first mistake was I'm not a phone man." So he assumed I was a phone guy.
Well, I have exciting news for you. You and Baba Booey have been having these fights for too long.
We haven't had one in a long time.
All right.
I mean, I've been pretty calm myself.
But I know that there's something festering.
Really?
And I have called in relationship expert Pat Croce.
Really?
Who says he can patch up anyone's relationship if given the proper time with them.
Oh.
And today on the show, the odd couple.
Have an intervention?
I'm going to have an intervention between Scott the engineer and Baba Booey. And we'll get this worked out.
I just think he was, came down on me for Baba Booey. I mean, he just came storming in like, what the hell are you doing? You're sitting here not doing anything, and that's really what.
Did he actually say that, or is that what you?
Well,
that's his interpretation.
He called me a lazy F.
Oh.
That's number one. Yes.
Better get that one on tape.
I think we do. You said you lazy F.
Now, this set you into rocket mode.
It did.
I guess you were screaming at who from E? Richie from E?
No, I wasn't really screaming at E.
Oh, yes, you were. Oh,
Richie? I just said, Richie, please don't use the tape because it's totally out of context.
Told you not to use the goddamn tape.
That was not the tone of please don't
Why
use
are you
the tape.
robbing us of great tape?
Richie, where is this tape?
Well, it's not mine. So
JD's pulling it now. He attacked me and like 10 times in a row he goes, "Don't play the tape. You're not getting permission to air any of this." You're not getting... And I told him, I
told you it was totally out of
I
context.
said, "Scott, shut up. You're repeating yourself. I heard you the first time.
You just kept going. You didn't have the whole thing, so it was totally out of context.
And you were going crazy, going, "I'm not giving permission to air any of this today."
I don't think I said that.
I have that on tape.
No.
I have that on tape.
First of all, I don't have to give permission. You can use it whenever you want.
That's right. It's in, but even still, I always like you to be comfortable with it. But I will play it because your head is going to explode.
It will. That's why I wasn't feeling well, because I had total anxiety.
When you have a fight with someone, you go crazy.
You know what? My wife says I hold it in for like 2 months, and then all of a sudden, boom!
Everything comes out.
It all comes out. I'm calm, and then
like an
boom.
explosion.
Do you think this is a result of your home life, and you want to yell there, but you can't?
No, I can yell at home.
You like to yell here more than you do at home?
I don't like. Believe it or not, I don't like to yell, but I don't like, and that's why it all bubbles over inside of me.
Have you and Baba Booey seen each other today?
I saw him, but we haven't.
You haven't spoken.
You haven't spoken.
All right, it's time to get this relationship on track.
Howard, the only reason why I haven't spoken to Scott, because I would have, is because I spoke to the relationship expert yesterday, and he's going to talk to Scott when he comes in, and he feels that it's better that he sort of moderate this whole thing.
All right.
By the way, I've seen him speak. He's a great speaker.
Pat Croce.
Yeah, he's an awesome speaker.
Well, this is going to be very dynamic. Scott the engineer.
Are you willing to sort of work through this relationship with Baba Booey?
Of course. We have to work together. So, I mean,
because I want to hear this tape of you exploding.
Yes.
Because
it was pretty.
Told you not to use the goddamn tape.
This is not even it.
No, not
Actually,
it's
I'm
worse than that one.
sorry that you're bringing in an expert because these tapes are so much fun. And if they go away, I don't know what I'll do.
Trust me, experts Schmexpert. These two will be at each other's throats in a month. You ain't going to see anything work out.
I just felt he was overly aggressive on me for, no reason.
Well, you're going to get to air all of your grievances. I have brought in the top specialist.
Oh, good. I appreciate that.
So I spoke to this guy, Pat Croce, yesterday for about 20 minutes.
Right.
And then he's going to talk to Scott when he comes in. And he was really good. I said some things, and he's like, listen, let's not BS. You know what you meant. He doesn't let you off the hook.
Right. You got to air your dirty laundry and then get it off your chest, and then he can work with you.
I'm sort of looking forward to it in a way because I'm going to say what I have to say. Scott's going to say what he has to say, and he's going to.
I even notice as you're speaking to me, you can't even look at Scott.
I'm trying to save it all for the air.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Scott's not looking at him either.
Why would I want to look at those teeth?
It got very ugly. I know Tom was rattled. He
didn't even want to go in and break it up.
No, you know what? I wasn't rattled. I just really decided I was going to let that one go.
Right.
I'm telling you, I've never heard.
Was it so loud that you were upstairs literally and could hear the yelling?
I was in the edit room.
He was behind closed doors.
Behind that airlock door.
Studio,
and it was like Scott was standing next to me.
I went in there. I found them cowering behind the equipment.
Believe me, I wasn't cowering, Scott.
All right, here is Sal to say something.
Wait, let me finish. So, and then Scott, after they have the argument, I'm sitting there. I'm just, you know what? These two guys, they got to figure it out.
Right.
All of a sudden, the door flies open. Scott says, "I don't have to take his effing BS," and I'm done with it. And the door closes.
You are so gay.
I'm gay.
You're gay.
How does that gay?
You just you run out the door. You're going home sick when you're not sick.
That's like
really,
Scarlett O'Hara.
No, really, I couldn't continue.
He got the vapors and he had to go home.
You could continue.
Oh,
Baba Booey continued. You could continue too.
I worked myself up.
Every
Please
Columbus
tell me.
Day, you try to get yourself out of here.
Right, because of the parade, I left early.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But please tell me when you were in your car, you calmed down and realized how silly it was for you to be leaving.
No, he wanted to get out of here because of the Columbus Day parade.
Right.
I'm telling you.
No,
and he used this opportunity.
I didn't even.
It was a ruse, a smokescreen.
Yes, Sal.
Right.
I think Pat Croce should take a bat and smash it right in Baba Booey's mouth. That's how he could settle this today.
Why? Why are you saying
I've had
that?
it with him.
With Baba Booey?
He's very irritable. I'm on Scott's side completely with this.
Wow.
He's demeaning. He's disgusting. I've never been more angry at this.
And you've only been here a
chimpanzee.
week.
That's it. I'm ready to level him right in the hallway.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
I walk into the office this morning. Somebody's got to be in charge around here.
Right. You're in charge.
I walk in the office and he's standing in the office. He walks in and rips a 5-second fart.
Oh, dude.
So I go, Sal, what are you doing? And he goes, what do you mean? And I go, don't do that in here.
Right.
He goes, really? And I go, no, really. And he goes, why not? I go, because this is an office where people work. You can't fart in the office.
Go in the bathroom, dude.
Yeah, but everybody
I agree.
farts. I just
No,
walked in.
everybody does.
Dude, how old are you?
I'm 35, but
Yeah,
Gary's
dude.
playing it off like it's such a big deal.
It is a big deal.
We're a bunch of men.
I don't want to still. There's
We're not
women
a bunch
there
of
too.
there.
And you know what? I'm a guy. I don't want to smell your stink.
I wouldn't do it in here. I do it where Gary is.
No, come on, Sal.
Yeah.
Get a grip on yourself.
Okay, all right.
You're working.
Granted,
Did you do that at your office at the stock exchange?
all the time.
No, you didn't.
But listen, hold on. Granted, okay,
He's not there anymore?
I'll be the
Oh.
better guy and apologize to Gary for farting. But still, he doesn't have to yell at me across the office.
Yes, he does.
I didn't yell at you.
I'm
You're
not
offensive.
11 years old.
Dude, no one wants to be in a room with your stink. Go in the bathroom.
You know, I was talking to
I
Scott.
think Gary was out of line.
No, I was talking to Scott DePace. Scott DePace even said, in the E room, which is a bunch of guys, a tiny room, there's a no fart rule. Like,
Right,
Yeah.
because it's too small.
it's too small, and it's
Who
like.
wants to get sick from your smell? Why
And,
do I
and I
have
got to tell you, when John was here, that was John's thing, and I would always say to John, "Dude, don't do that." He goes, "I can't help it. What do you want? I can't help it."
No, you can't help it.
But it would be disgusting.
Dude, I'm laying in bed with my girlfriend last night. I got to rip one so bad. I get up, and she even said, stay in the bed. Give me a Dutch oven. I don't care. I said, you're crazy. You can't handle it.
You're the perfect woman.
I said, you can't handle a Dutch. No, because then after I do it, she's like, oh,
And she's throwing up in the bed.
So I stood, we were watching Joan of Arcadia on tape.
Oh, wonderful.
And I went right in the hallway, and I blasted off, and I stood there
You're
for
a
like
pussy.
5
You
minutes.
do it in the bed.
You're damn right. I don't want to screw things up here. Because it's gross. Chicks start looking at you differently. So I let it fester out there, and I knew it was fine. And I walk in, and I still dragged it in with me.
Oh, it stayed with you?
She goes, it still stinks in here.
Hey, can I ask Sal a quick question? Would you walk into Tom's office and rip one?
Yeah, he
Absolutely, I would love to.
No,
do
you
that.
wouldn't.
He
I would do it all day long.
And so if
I
you-
wouldn't brush my teeth for a month and breathe right down Tom's nostrils. Are you
See,
kidding?
he's
what
being
did Tom
goofy
do
now.
to you? You're just trying to, get out of here. Get out.
He's nuts.
I'm
You're
on
not
your
funny.
side, Sal. Don't worry about it.
There's a guy you really want to team up with.
Believe me, 10 minutes from now, Scott and Sal will be screaming at each other.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, I got to take a break.
It was just weird that when I said don't do that, he goes, "Come on."
All right, relationship expert Pat Croce.
Apparently, there's a lot of relationships around here that need help.
Yeah, he's going to be here, and Christy Brinkley's going to be here, and it's very exciting. You know that, and I know that. What is
we
this?
didn't even talk to Sal about not making it into work yesterday. Sal
Right.
decided his own holiday.
There's a guy that didn't make it into work yesterday. He's going to yell at his boss.
Yeah, he thought it was Columbus Day, and we should just have off.
Again, that was the incompetence of Baba Booey. It's his job, Mr. Responsibility. Take some responsibility now, Gary. Go ahead.
Sal, how many people work
look at
here?
me.
40, right? How many people came in yesterday
It's
besides
your
you?
responsibility
39.
to ask,
Everybody
do we have
else is-
tomorrow off?
Where were you for Yom Kippur, Mr. Stern? You
What
had
does
the
that
day
got
off.
to do
Columbus
with
Day's
it?
my day.
Sal,
It's for the
you're
Italians.
so
we
not being
go.
funny.
Here
Goodbye.
we go.
All right, goodbye.
Okay. And I'll leave you with Scott the engineer's breakdown. Now, at what point is this, Scott?
I have no idea. I didn't hear it.
All right.
Why are you getting on my case, man?
And you don't know that there's issues that are going to pop
I took care of I was working on issues. What do you think I was doing? Jerking off?
Fucking go fuck yourself.
Back? You must be crazy, man. I'm sitting here trying to work and you get dumped down my throat.
Good luck finding work in because I certainly don't
Well,
like
I'll leave now just for you, you motherfucker.
Nice.
Yeah, some help might be on its way.
I didn't realize he was in charge of hiring for.
I'm not. That's the whole point.
Well, you made it sound like it.
No.
You know that's a sensitive area for
No,
Scott.
and we're going to talk again. Mr. Croce and I discussed this. He's got a really good point. He painted me into a corner. I admitted stuff, and we're going to talk about it.
All right, you pulled out a deadly weapon.
Right,
Absolutely.
that was a dagger that
Oh,
you should
please.
not have played.
Yes, and we'll talk about all that.
I mean, to say, hey, you're going to be looking for work in a year.
No,
I'm
I
sure
got it.
Tom will keep Scott around.
Yeah.
Oh, we get along so well.
Yeah.
I got to admit, Scott's been working his ass off lately.
He's a good worker.
I always
He's
work.
here.
I do anything for the show. It's
All right,
well,
all right. You don't have to sell me.
I love you, man.
I know that. All right, so that's going to be something to look forward
That's
to.
gonna be
All
great.
right, okay.
I'm Pat Croce. I'm the host of the nationally syndicated show Pat Croce Moving In, and I come to the Howard Stern show because Gary, Baba Booey, has invited me in because there's a conflict in this studio, on this crew, between Scott the engineer and Gary. They're at war. They're at odds, and we got to get these teammates back together.
And how are you going to do that today?
We're going to do this by interviewing both members separately, Gary and Scott. And then we'll get them together and we'll purge deep down into their souls and make sure we get exactly what's going on with this problem. We'll find out why they're doing what they're doing, and let's see if they really want resolution.
Now, do you know the history between these two guys?
I just know a little history. Gary has talked to me yesterday in his pre-interview, but I'm interested in talking to Scott because I'm not here to make assumptions. I'm here to make an assessment and help them help themselves.
All right, I guess we'll see what's going to happen in a few minutes.
Let's go. Bring it on.
Pat Croce is going to come in here. Let me set up what's going on. Yesterday, Baba Booey and Scott the engineer got into one of their heated battles. This has been going on for years. Let me play you some tape of what happened. Here is Scott the engineer yelling yesterday. This is Scott and Gary in the halls. Scott got so pissed he went home early, left
he
work.
couldn't work anymore.
Why are you getting on my case, man?
And you don't know that there's issues that are going to pop
I
up.
took care of I was working on issues. What do you think I was doing? Jerking off?
Fuck yourself.
Mackerel. You must be crazy, man. I'm sitting here trying to work and you get dumped down my throat.
Good luck finding work in a year because I certainly don't
Well,
like
I'll leave now just for you, you motherfucker.
Scott, that hurt when Gary said good luck finding work in a year, didn't it?
Sure. I
Yeah.
mean, you know.
All right, let's go to another argument. This is Scott the engineer after that argument yelling at Richie from E because he didn't want Richie using the tape.
Yeah.
Don't play it on the
Don't
air.
yell at me.
Don't play it on the air. What?
Don't yell at me. Don't.
You missed the beginning. and
You
it's
said it
totally
5
out of
times already. I
context.
heard you 5 times.
All right.
This is the 5th time. Don't get on my case because you got
He'll
to argue
get
with
his
Gary.
part of it when he comes storming in here.
Don't
Fucking no reason.
yell at
It's up
me.
my ass,
Don't yell at
okay?
me because you're pissed at him. Don't take it out on other people.
And after that, Scott went to Tom and said, I have to leave.
Yes.
And this has been going on for years. For example,
Scott's one of those guys, like, I'll go in there running, and I'll go, I got to get this piece of tape. I got to pull this thing off the phone right now. So Scott's got, we don't have tape anymore. It's on the computer.
Right.
The computer needs to be set up to record.
Right.
Never does Scott, while I'm getting my message,
that's not true
never
at
does he
all.
turn to the left and get it
That's
set
not-
up.
absolutely
I pull
not
it all together, and then I go, this is what I want. And then Scott goes, okay. And then he turns to the left and he
Right,
starts.
right. But it's always a
That's a
slow
lot of the
move.
time. Like, when you see me, but seriously, when you see me come in, you should go, and I say, I got to pull this. You should go right to it.
I do that. If it's not already set up, I
end up waiting a lot.
Well,
that's just a pet peeve to go through darts at my picture.
I did that already.
Does he do that?
He's very angry with me.
All right, and then even off the air.
Scott, Lewis was hired here to do it. Wait a second. Listen to me. Lewis was hired to do transfers of stuff in there, which he is not doing, which Howard is up my ass royally about, because he's constantly working on best stuff for you.
You don't want to know about that.
I don't want to know because it's your job to know it. I don't have to know. How did you get it done before I had to know? In other words, I didn't always have to know. You dragged my ass.
The way I got it done before.
Right.
There wasn't as much.
So then you go, all right.
Let me finish.
I got you. So then
let
you
me
go
finish.
I know what it is because
Let me
it's the same
finish.
song.
No, let me finish.
It's the same song. Go to Richie and tell. In other words, if you can't get it done because you're overworked, I don't want to hear it. If you can't get it done because you're overworked, go to Richie and tell him you need more
Because
help.
if you don't respect what I have to say, fuck you.
You can't do. You couldn't get your freaking job done if your life depended on it.
Gary, you can take it and shove it up your freaking ass.
This has been going on forever. We now have Pat Croce, who is from a TV show called Moving In on weekdays at, I don't know, it's on all the different channels. He's syndicated.
Or is it moving on?
Moving In.
Moving in.
That's what it says, Moving In. Pat Croce is a relationship expert. Everything, evidently the guy's terrific. There he is. That's the guy.
Hi, Howard.
Hey,
Oh,
Pat.
I've seen him before.
This guy's supposed to be the best.
Hi, Robin.
Pat, how are you a relationship expert before we get started?
I have no idea.
All right. What are your credentials, really?
I am a physical therapist by trade, an athletic trainer. You know me because I took the Sixers from worst to first in 96 to 2001. So probably mediating between Larry Brown and Allen Iverson made me an expert. I'm more like a life coach,
All right,
Howard.
don't bang on that podium because we have the worst equipment here. And every time you bang on it, it makes tons of
There's
noise.
nothing muffling anything.
Right, so I'm going to yell at Scott about that for a minute. But so is there hope for Baba Booey and Scott the engineer?
Yes.
All right. You've spoken to both of them off the air.
That's correct.
Do you want to handle this and I'll shut up?
No, both of us.
Okay.
Both of us, because you're involved here.
The show is called Moving In?
Pat Croce moving in.
Oh,
I move into a different home in a different town every day.
Oh,
Okay.
That's what it is.
Are you like a Dr. Phil?
He's a psychiatrist or psychologist. I'm not. I'm more like the best friend who tries to give you, really what I try to do is focus on where are these two guys right now and what are they willing to do to get to where they want to be tomorrow. And I kind of act like a performance coach.
Are you like a motivational speaker?
That's right.
Okay. All right. Tell me how we handle this. You're the guy.
What has he found out so far?
Yeah.
Robin, first of all, these two, I asked both of them, what is the problem? In one sentence. What is the problem? And the problems that you just heard on the air are just fluffernutter. It goes way back. Scott does not respect Gary.
Okay.
Gary does respect you, Scott.
Okay.
Is that a surprise?
Yeah.
Why do you not respect Gary?
I got to tell you, I'm surprised that Scott doesn't respect me.
Why don't you respect Gary? Let's have it all come out
That's
now.
what's got to come out now. If this is to heal, it's got to come out now.
Honesty, right?
That's it.
Scott, why don't you respect Gary?
Probably because I feel that I work harder than he does, from my perspective, and
don't bang on your own crappy equipment. Yeah.
and it probably goes down to money too, and he gets paid probably a lot more than I get
But
paid.
why should that make?
Well,
it,
I mean,
why don't you?
I'm resentful.
But why don't you resent Fred or Artie or Howard or Robin? Why don't you
Because
resent?
I can't see your talent outward. I can see their talent. They're on the air all
See
the time.
that hurts.
Well, I'm just.
Now, how does that feel, Gary? Tell him how that feels.
It hurts because I don't think that you're so talented. I think that you're very good at what you do. I think you do it very badly in the sense that the end result is good. You're a good engineer. You know the show really well, but you're a pain in the ass to work with. You're sort of slow, and you bitterly complain every step of the way.
See, I wouldn't consider myself slow.
Gary, you've said to me in private that these new guys like Sal, guys like Richard Christie, move much faster than Scott, and they show how slow he is.
And happily.
And they're happy to do it. You feel he has a bad attitude, don't you?
Yeah, I think his work is good. I'll tell you, Scott, I was saying to Pat in there, nobody knows the show better than Scott when it comes to engineering it and editing stuff. I'll go in there with something, and I'll say to Scott, do that, and that, and he goes, I got it. or sometimes in the middle of a sentence he goes, I know. And we look at each other, we know from working together. But if Scott's working on something, whatever it is, and you understand we're doing a live show here, so it's very difficult to prioritize because what was a priority 30 seconds ago is now out the window. So Scott, I'll give something to Scott to do, and when I walk in, I go, I need this. His arms immediately go up in the air, and he goes, oh, what do you want? And
Okay. Is that true, Scott?
That is true, and I'll tell you why.
Why do you do that?
Okay, because if I'm in the middle of working on something you just asked me to do, it's very hard to stop.
Don't bang on the
creative
crappy
process.
And that's it. You don't have the ability to adapt and change.
No, and I can. But
you don't.
No, I'm someone that likes to finish what I started before.
But that's not how that's not how it works here.
No, I understand.
If we're doing a live show, let me ask you a question. If you're working on a very important piece of best of, say, or even a tape that I asked you that I said I really need, and something happened on the air that was monumental. I don't know. Somebody said something, and I need that tape right away. Not only do I expect that tape right away, I expect you to move fast on it. Instead, you're like, well, you either want this or you want that. I'm like, well, I want this. This is important. That's how the show operates.
Okay, Gary. Scott, can you do that? Can you do that?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Will you commit to Gary from now on when he interrupts your work, and it's important to him, therefore it's important to Howard, will you stop and do it without complaining, without moaning?
Okay.
He won't do it. I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'll tell you why, Pat, he's not being honest. Because he doesn't believe Gary is acting in my best interest.
Of course I do.
Well, you know what? That's why I want you here, Howard. That's exactly why you're part of this.
Gary is my spokesperson, and if he tells you to do something, you do it.
Hear it?
I understand
Gary
that.
is your superior.
No, I know that. I understand that.
All right.
Here's the problem, too. I'm going to be working on something. He said, I need this right away. Someone will come down and say, Gary needs you to do this without any further instruction.
Right.
I mean, when does he need me to do this? I don't know.
Right now.
No, they don't know that.
Oh, I see.
They don't know that, and that a lot of times that happens. They don't like an internal.
Well, why are you not being honest? Why did you leave here yesterday when you were not sick?
I really was.
No, you were.
No, I was.
You could be honest.
He was sick of Gary.
No.
You left early because you had a stupid little fight with Gary.
Absolutely, was totally.
So are you going to storm out of here like a baby every time you have a problem with Gary?
No.
Yeah, tell Pat, look him in the eye, and tell him you're not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that. I've already told him. I was.
He threatens all the time.
Full of anxiety. I never do.
But
I
Scott,
did it once yesterday.
You admit that your battle cry is, I'm out of here and I don't need this. And that, again, goes to, well, if you don't need it and you're out of here, if you don't need it, I don't need it. I want you to need it, believe it or not. I want you to need to be here.
Did you hear? Hey, did you hear? Scott, did you hear Gary? He wants you to need to be here. He says he respects you, even though you said you don't respect him.
That's correct.
So that should make you feel what?
It makes me feel good. I mean, I like to be respected, and I like people.
But that was a point you made to me that you didn't feel respected by Gary.
Right.
I respect your work, but I don't respect your attitude.
My attitude sucks.
Can your attitude change?
My attitude can change. I admit I do have a bad attitude.
Why?
At times.
Why?
I can tell you why. It's money. Scott,
a lot of it has to do with that.
But what do you want from us? We don't pay you.
I know that.
But I do resent the fact that Scott looks at me and nobody knows how much I make. But I'm sure in Scott's mind, I will guarantee you that whatever Scott thinks I make is nowhere near what I make, because everybody thinks that I'm like some millionaire.
No, everybody thinks I'm a millionaire too, but
no, we actually don't.
Nobody
think
thinks you're a millionaire.
But you know why we don't think that?
I'm not here.
You'll tell us every step of the way that you're.
Everybody that fans I'm talking about. You work on the Howard Stern show. You
Stop
must make
banging on the bad equipment.
You must make a good living.
But what I make for a living should in no way impact on whether I need you to do something. And
Here's my point: when you accept a job,
right, do it.
You got to do the job the best you can.
Right.
If you don't like your wages, leave. Or tell management you want more money or you're leaving.
Now, I've said that to him before, and he has taken that as a sign of me not respecting him. I've said, listen, we like having you here, but I didn't tell you to keep this job. If you don't like it, you should move on. And he thinks that's me telling him, get out, which it isn't. I'm saying either enjoy what you're doing here and live with what you got, or go. Is that wrong?
No, that's my attitude.
And it doesn't mean I don't respect you. I mean, just bring a new attitude.
In addition to this, Gary, you also have to change a little.
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to change and bring a new attitude, Scott?
Sure.
Some of the things he said from you, Gary, he doesn't like when you walk away from him when he's talking to you.
I do that. I do that.
Why?
Well, because what'll happen is we're going over the same ground again. It's this conversation that goes around and around. I'll give you a perfect example, and probably on one of those tapes when I walked away. 85% of Scott and mine's fights have been over best of. And what happens is Scott is no longer at a place where he can produce best of. So he needs help, okay? The help should come from other engineers. He's got a chief engineer, Richie, who has to go out and find him freelancers. Scott will come to me and he will say, We have nobody. I can't get best of done. What are you going to do about it? And the answer is, I'm not going to do anything about it.
See,
I give you the material. You are an engineer. If you can't get more engineers on, why has it now become my headache? That's you and your department's headache. Why is it my fault that you don't have the manpower to do it?
And I'm not. And I say to you, I'm not in charge of manpower. I don't hire. Right. I don't fire.
See,
I boss nobody around. It's not my decision.
But you go to your boss. You go to your chief engineer who is in charge of that. You say, I need help.
Well, you know what he's going to get. Tom Chiasano will get any help.
Well, I got to give Tom credit now. We have worked out a deal.
But even before that, forget about the fact that you're now allowed to do overtime. Before that, Tom has given you people. You guys have not been able to find the people that you need to do the job. Again, I don't know why it's my fault. In other words, should I be out there looking for freelance engineers to produce best of? No. I don't believe so.
No,
and that's what they should be doing.
I agree with you. It's not your job.
You do agree with
them. You do put it on me.
I believe it's your job to. You should go to the people that have to hire them, not me.
And we have. And what ends up happening is you guys, these freelancers quit, and then everything. And also, you oversee the whole project.
It's a very complicated process.
It's not complicated. You oversee it, correct?
The doing of best.
You oversee it, and when it's getting to be a month before best of it, it's not done. I always say, Scott, you should be the one that should be afraid, going, "Oh my God, we don't have enough best of." Instead, it's me. And Scott goes, he puts his arms up in the air, and he goes, "I got nobody. What do you want from me?"
But Gary, despite best of, you'll work on not walking away from him when he's talking.
As long as he doesn't yell, I will stay.
Okay, can you do that?
Yeah.
Why do you yell at him?
Because he can't yell at his wife?
I feel, that's where I feel I don't get respected.
But he feels, I also think that Scott feels I'm the only one here that he can yell at. He's not going to yell at Howard. Right. Not going to yell at Fred. Not going to yell at Robin.
Can you stop yelling?
Yeah.
Really, Scott?
I am.
I just heard these tapes of you yelling.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you yell.
But that's.
Can you stop yelling?
Like I said, it builds up in me, and then I go. And
tell Howard why it's building up in you. Tell him. Tell him what you told me.
It's frustration. I mean,
Do you feel part of the team?
No, sometimes I don't. I'm made to.
Who cares?
I know. See?
Howard.
That's the attitude.
Howard.
Who cares what you feel?
Howard, wait, time out. Howard, whoa, time out.
What am I, your daddy?
Yeah.
You are the CEO. Howard, hold on. Howard, you're the CEO here.
CEO nothing. Who wants to hear this crap?
No, Howard, you got to tell him he's important.
He is important, but he needs to be able to get a pat on the back every 10 seconds?
He tells me that.
And see, I tell you something.
He is important.
Hear that?
How many times?
You hear that?
How many times? I tell him all the time.
It makes me feel
He gets upset when you forget his birthday. I'm not married to this crazy loon.
The birthday.
His birthday. I don't care about your birthday.
Let me ask you a question. What's the thing that Howard or this show has forgotten you for that has hurt the most?
Probably Robin not inviting me to your birthday party.
But here, Howard, you understand something?
This came out in the green room.
I feel that comes back to me in the sense that he's got this resentment. And he doesn't know where to put it. And sometimes he's, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't.
Gary, you're right.
Scott should have been there. Where's Robin? Robin left now.
She can't take it.
She's either dude.
I was just going to say, why didn't she invite Scott to the birthday party?
How could she leave in the middle of it?
Well, her excuse was she had to cut the line somewhere.
Right.
And
then Scott
I was the line.
Well, it's true. How many people can she invite?
But Scott could name 6 people that were there.
Obviously, I named Benji as one of them because he was invited, and he's only been here a few years, and I've been here 19 years. Why was he invited? Why was I the line and him not?
Well, you'd have to ask her that, but she left.
We already went through that on the air. It was just like,
no, but the point is that it does come back in this festering resentment.
It builds up, right?
And it built up until yesterday where you said something that you do regret, right?
I said something, probably one of the most horrible things I've ever said to a person. I apologize.
What did you say?
I said to Scott, good luck finding work in a year, meaning when we leave here, good luck finding work. Now, I said to you, Pat, I'm not the guy that hires and fires people here. I don't even have my own job.
But it felt good to hit him with that hammer.
It did. It did. I mean, he pushed me to the brink, and I pulled out the heavy artillery.
I want to ask you, why did I push you when you initiated the abuse on me?
Well, because you immediately started.
Why was that? Answer the question.
Scott never appears to have anything to do with anything. The arms go up like this. I don't know. And then it's immediately followed by him explaining to you how hard he's working at that moment.
Pat, I suggest to you that this can't be solved because Scott will always have a deflated sense of ego because none of us think about him enough. He's an endless pit of need.
And something worse happened today, Howard.
What happened?
I knew that Scott and I didn't get along, and I thought it was because I felt, he felt I didn't respect him, vice versa. But I found out for the first time that Scott really doesn't think I'm talented enough to be doing what I'm doing.
Is that true?
Now, is that true?
He doesn't respect me. He doesn't think that I deserve to be
be honest,
respected
Scott.
the way I am by everyone else. That hurts.
Be honest.
And will not be
Now's the
forgotten.
time to say it.
Say it, baby.
You hear that? He's hurt. Be honest.
I'm
Say it, Scott.
No. I didn't think you're talented.
You just said earlier you don't think. I said, why don't you say it to any of these other guys? And you go, because you don't think I work as hard as you, and you don't think I'm as good as you.
No, you work hard. I'm not debating that.
You don't
more
think
jealousy?
he does? Are you jealous of him, or do you really think he's incompetent?
I'm not jealous. I can see some.
You're not jealous?
Incompetence.
What? Incompetence?
You're not jealous of Gary? Of his relationship with Howard? Of being in the in crowd?
Am I jealous? No.
Of his work? Of his pay?
I don't think I'm jealous of.
Yes or no?
In crowd. I mean, no. I'm not jealous. If you see it as jealous, I don't feel it as.
So what do you see it as?
Resentment. I don't.
But
know.
why?
Yeah, why?
Why resent?
You
why,
can't have what he has. He's him.
Why do you resent me and say, and I'm not picking on him, but why don't you resent Benji? Benji's got a great job. Benji's in the in crowd. Benji works hard. Why don't you resent him? And why me?
Do you feel you could be a better producer than Gary of this show?
No, it's not what I do. I'm not a producer. I couldn't.
Then why do you resent him?
I guess I feel that he gets a lot of attention and praise.
Wouldn't that be jealous?
I don't. What is she doing over?
Let him answer.
Where I feel I work equally as hard and don't get as much.
So you're jealous of him?
If that's what you call jealousy, I guess.
What do you call jealousy?
I suppose I am.
What do you call jealousy?
Being, I guess him having something that I don't.
Right. You just described a bunch of things you want that he has.
Aren't you angry that he gets personal appearances and you don't?
Yeah, come on.
Be
honest.
Yes.
Aren't you angry that
But I shouldn't.
Wait, aren't you angry that I did the Trim Spa campaign and made money? I know you were very upset about that.
Yeah, I would have liked
it got back to
part
me.
of that.
But
part of it.
But nobody asked you to do it. But
right.
I'm on the air more than you.
Right.
I'm not more important than you. I don't think, but I'm more visible than you, and that's
You know
what
what he just said?
You're more important. He's
Gary.
No, and they felt that I was a more visible person to do the Trim Spot
that's
thing.
fine. They made this decision.
But still, I hear in your voice.
Pat, what can Scott do with this jealousy that he has of Gary? He's focused on Gary.
Right now, he has to purge himself of it. He has to admit
How do
now
you
in
do
front
that?
of you he's doing it. He's admitting for the first time that he's jealous of Gary.
He can't even come to terms with it.
See, this is it right now.
Okay.
And there's nothing to be jealous of. If you're the best
I know.
engineer,
I know.
and he's the best producer, that's apples and oranges.
Right, then we should be the two best people in the business.
This is the all-star team.
Absolutely.
It's the best radio show in the world, right?
Oh yeah.
You're the engineer for the show.
That's right.
You should look in the mirror and shake your head up and down instead of being bitching and moaning and being in a bad attitude.
Okay.
And be part of the team. They don't believe you're part of the team.
And
you punch in and you punch out. You're a union worker, but we have a team player and a union player at conflict here.
I have a question for you, Scott, because this came up with Pat and I earlier.
Go ahead.
We do the staff meeting every Thursday.
Right.
Do you come to it?
No.
Why? It's during.
Well, how do you expect to be invited to his birthday party if you don't go to the team meeting?
I'll tell you why.
Why?
I was coming to the meetings every week.
Right.
And then I would go finish what I had to do.
Right.
So that involved me staying past my 8 hours, and that involved me getting overtime.
And this is where I feel anger. Okay.
Well,
it goes past your hourly wage, but in the grand scheme of things,
Right.
if you're in that staff meeting where we talk about today, Pat Croce's coming on, and we need 3 podiums set up with 3 microphones.
Right.
Instead of in the morning you going, nobody told me, even though you'd have to stay a little extra, in the long run, wouldn't it A, make your life easier, and B, make you more important to us?
Yes.
Then why don't you do it? That's one of those things that's always nagging.
When will you start doing it?
I'll start Thursday.
With a positive attitude.
At the next meeting.
With a positive attitude.
And if the meeting ends at 12:15, don't tell everyone I didn't get paid for those 15 minutes, because I think it helps you as well as us.
Well, it's not 15 minutes. It's like
it could be an hour,
It could be an
Scott.
hour.
The point
it could be an hour and a half.
Scott, the point is you want to earn respect.
I do.
And you'll earn
that's the way
respect by investing more time.
Right. Okay.
They want you in the meeting.
But you agree,
Yes.
Howard, that you wouldn't want to work for free either. You don't come in here to get paid nothing.
I don't come here to get paid nothing. Right. I don't think you're treated well as an engineer in terms of, but he's right, Pat. You are the best engineer. I have fought for you all along for you to work here. I believe in you.
Thank you.
If you have a money dispute, Gary isn't the guy sitting and bad mouthing you, and I'm not the guy bad mouthing you. We're saying you're the best engineer in the business.
Did you hear that?
You don't hear it.
No, I know.
Well, Tom Chiusano is trying to get in on this, but
I do want to say one more
Coming
thing,
in
Howard.
every door he can find.
Here's Tom.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yes.
Because Pat put me on the spot, and he said to me, right now, if you were in charge and you had to decide whether to take Scott with you, would you? And I said, the answer is I don't know. And he said, why? And I said, here's the deal. I love Scott's work. Scott's work is not in question. It's Scott's attitude. And if his attitude was better, I'd take him with me in a second. But I don't have that choice.
You hear that?
It's my attitude. No, I can totally
And that's your
understand that.
choice.
I do have a bad attitude, and it's just because
That's
of
your choice.
resentment over the years of not.
So when are you going to purge it? When are you going to let that rest?
That would be right now.
Do we have your word on it?
Yes.
I think one additional point, if you wouldn't mind, Gary. Do you feel apology is due him for yesterday?
Absolutely. I was going to call him last night, but I spoke to Pat, and we were going to do this on the air. I wanted to call you after you left yesterday. That was probably the meanest thing I've said to anybody, and I apologize for it.
I accept it.
How do you feel hearing that from Gary?
Well, I mean,
how do you feel?
I feel good because it takes a man to admit that he was wrong and apologize.
Absolutely. I knew.
I thank you.
The second I said it, I might as well just stuck a knife in your heart. And anybody I told that I said it just went, oh my God.
I thought that was pretty low.
I
Tom,
asked
do you want to
Gary-
add something to this?
If Gary and Scott thought it was important for Scott to attend the Thursday meeting and then stay overtime and complete his day's work,
well, that's Tom.
Somebody just got to come to me and say, "Hey, this is important. He should be here."
Not true, Tom, and I'll tell you why. Because you know that for a long time there was a
that was then.
That got lifted a month ago.
No, it was more than that.
The no overtime edict for Scott.
Right, which was a creation that, or Scott's creation, because he said some things that were said on the air that got the CEO of the company to say,
and that's more.
You don't like it here?
And that's more
See,
resentment.
that's another factor. I was being honest on the air on a radio show, and I got the S kicked out of me by the big bucket in the company.
All right, here's the
so
thing.
why wouldn't I feel resentment? You open your mouth and you be honest, and then all of a sudden, bam.
But there were plenty of times after that. I'm sorry, but I got to say there were plenty of times after that, as time went on, when it was important for Scott to stay and do overtime, where I would approve overtime.
All right, there it is. This is. I guess it's resolved, Pat.
I think it's resolved. You're getting overtime. You're going to develop a better attitude.
Yes, much
you feel
better.
part of the team.
Yes.
Gary, Bubba Booey's not going to ignore you, turn around, but you also have to respect his position and what he does.
Okay.
Hey, Howard.
What is it, Benji?
It's just not coming out. Scott is treated like dirt around here by interns on up.
Well,
I'm not saying,
but it works both ways. I got to tell you, because Scott will treat interns like dirt.
I never treat interns like dirt.
Don't make me start the parade.
Who did I treat like dirt as an intern?
A lot of the interns say that you will yell at them. And you should.
Is that true? Do you yell at interns?
I have on occasion yelled at interns.
Is that a yes?
Yes. I don't like to, because they're here to help. And
Hey, Pat, this is some case, huh? Yeah, you know what? This is going to blow your mind, pal.
It's like it's all my fault.
Do me a favor. What's it cost to have you here full time? Talk to Tom about
Where's
that.
our Sony camera?
Yeah.
Can I say one thing in closing?
Yes.
Scott's not obligated to stay at this job. I'm looking at a guy who feels like he's not respected, that's treated like dirt,
that's true.
who continues to stay. And there's a part of me that says, well, either stand up for yourself and go somewhere else, or sort of take what you have here and say, these are the cards I've been dealt, and this is how I'm going to play it.
Makes sense, Scott. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I can leave anytime I want, I suppose. I mean, if I don't like it, then...
Or you can choose a better attitude and attack this job.
Right.
You know what? Let me say this about Scott, because nobody's coming to poor Scott's defense.
Right.
Scott loves this job.
But it's hard
Why?
to tell.
I'm trying to figure out now why I love this job.
I wouldn't know that.
I don't think you don't recognize that.
I don't, because he never lets me know that.
He's not recognized for loving. I see it. He loves this job.
I would never know that. I wouldn't. All you do is complain, and
You're
I
right.
think,
I do.
how would I know you love this job?
Scott, is Robin right? Do you love this job?
I absolutely love it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I mean, even...
I bet you didn't
Why you
even know
laughing?
I knew that,
Why are you
Scott.
laughing?
Where are you going to go?
Yeah, really, where am I going to go?
Yeah, let's be honest.
No one else wants
but
me.
even so, he absolutely loves being associated with this show. He loves working on this show. He
Some
takes
resolution.
great pride.
Robin, we have to just add a little resolution here. Scott, when Gary asks for something,
right,
one of those urgent.
Pat has made me realize something. I got to say the guy's good. In order to be respected and remembered and considered, you've got to make yourself invaluable.
Okay.
And your work is top notch.
Thank you.
I've gone to Tom many times. Believe me, Tom's no fan of yours, I don't think. And I'm going to tell you something.
I haven't noticed it, no.
If you left tomorrow, I don't even think Tom would notice.
He would love me to leave tomorrow.
But I would notice. I tell him what a great job you do.
Thank you.
I tell him all the time what a great job you do.
Thank you.
I said, Scott is invaluable.
Don't make me cry.
No, I'm telling you.
Scott, do you?
And I've told
Just
you
listen
this.
and enjoy this. This is what you're craving.
I've told you this before.
Yes.
I've sat you down and said, Scott, you're really important to me and the show. Be part of the meetings.
Okay.
Be part of the intern program here. Be part of everything. Make friends with everyone. Be enthusiastic. If it's true what Robin says, that you love the job, then let everyone know you love the job. Embrace it. Be proud to be a Howard
Scott.
Stern show guy.
A young lover of
And you will become even more valuable, even, dare I say, to Tom. Tom's like, oh, this guy's so upbeat. He keeps things going.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
We can't lose him.
It's
If
hard.
Howard ever leaves, I got to have this guy.
That is.
Now, Robin, why didn't you invite Scott? I'll tell you why. You don't even have to answer. She didn't invite you to the party because who thinks of you? You're never around.
That's not it. That's not it at all. Everybody was thought of, but I had a set number of people I could invite, and I had to cut in various places. So lots of people I would have loved to have been there couldn't be there.
And by the way, yes, Scott does fight with interns. Here's a tape of Scott fighting with the interns.
Oh, dear.
I didn't deny that I didn't fight.
That's right. Just so everyone knows we're not making stuff up. You've got to get a better attitude.
deny that.
Absolutely.
Go do your little thing.
Okay, fine. You're a intern, that's right, pal.
Yeah, really. And you're a 50-year-old and you're acting like you're in sixth grade.
Okay?
Look, recess is over.
What is your problem? What is your problem?
What is your problem?
Do you understand what's going on here? You have no clue what's going on here. So before you open your mouth, why don't you find out some facts?
I have no clue because
okay?
you're not telling me.
Why don't you find out some facts before you open your mouth?
What
okay?
are the facts that you're talking about? Huh?
Well, there you go. I could play the whole thing.
This will change, right?
Well, if somebody disrespects me and steps all over me and hits me over the head with a baseball bat, what do you expect me to do? You tell
hold
me.
on. Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Can I say-
Do I do it the wrong way?
No,
Is that
can
what
I
I
tell you
do?
something? I do get angry with you, and I do, even this morning with Sal, I might have jumped on a little bit about the farting thing, although that was inappropriate. But I take a lot of crap around here, and I swallow a lot of crap, and there's lots of times where I love to say to people above and below me, go after yourself, and I don't.
Takes two people to fight, Scott. One's got to have a good attitude. One's got, if there's a bad attitude, then somebody's got to have a good attitude, or you wind up with an argument. And people with bad attitudes don't get good things more often than not.
I know that, but I just don't like being taken advantage of. That gets me really, worked up.
Well, but taking advantage of by an intern?
Well, if somebody comes and just starts, ragging on me or cursing
That's
me
not
out,
taking advantage
I don't know
of
what
you.
started that argument. I don't even remember it.
You know what? We had 2 semesters ago, an intern came in here on his second day and started really making fun of me. I was pissed at that intern the entire semester, but I didn't let him know it. He left. I shook his hand. I thought we gave that guy a great opportunity, and he immediately turned on me for no good reason.
Well, he'll never have a job with you either.
But fine. But it's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm done. I'm not going to sit there and hammer an intern. I know how I feel. I am confident enough in what I do to not care what he thinks, meaning the intern.
Right.
That's a good point, Scott.
Pat,
he told you, Howard Stern told you that you're the best engineer on the planet. So no one, unless you give them permission, can make you feel lousy now. No one. No intern, Baba Booey, no one.
Your problem is you don't believe that I'm telling you the truth.
Do you believe him?
No, I do. I believe you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't believe it. You think that you're here just because, well, no one else is here. No, you're here because I wanted you here.
And you
No,
know
I know
how,
that.
But I think one of Scott's biggest problems is he's just not being heard. He's not being heard.
I'll tell you something.
Well, who would listen to him with that monotone?
But the funny thing is, everybody's saying, well, Scott doesn't yell. Scott yells at me all the time, and I just stand there until when he's finished, I give him whatever I want him to do. He goes and does it.
Well, you're lucky she has a good attitude.
She laughs at
Other people don't.
And the other thing I want to say to Scott, I started to think yesterday about what life on the show would be without Scott. And I started to think that...
How good would it be?
No, he knows... I'm not talking about the attitude. I'm talking about the quality of the work. He knows the show better than anyone else. And trying to teach someone new that would be very difficult. These new guys do good work with the current stuff. Scott's got the history of the show in his head. He's got 20 years of knowing what I want and what you want in his head.
And I can say for a fact that he will go out of his way to do whatever he can for you. If you need something, Scott will turn over this entire
I don't see that.
building to
Sounds like
find
a
it.
Hey, Pat, punch Scott in the face. Let's see what happens.
So you don't, Gary, you don't see that. I'll tell you why you don't see that. Because you usually send down stuff with an intern. Here, give this to Scott, and then you're oblivious to what.
No,
goes on after that.
listen. I know.
All right, let me look. Pat, no offense to you. You did a great job, but
Howard.
Forget these two. It's tough. It's tough. All right. Pat is a relationships expert.
I thought he did a great job.
He did good.
Yeah.
He did a
You
real
two
good
are
job.
tough.
But
You
you
two are
two,
tough.
you two are very thick.
We're brick walls.
Yeah.
Right, let's end it, Howard, like this. Come on.
What is this?
Hugs.
Hugs.
Oh, come on. Get in there. Yeah.
I'll shake his
no,
hand.
come
Can I
here.
say it in my best Philly accent? I ain't no homo.
Come here.
Hug each other.
Get in here.
Go ahead.
Come on, you're on the same team. Hug. Get in there. Give it. There you go. Howard.
Congratulations, Pat. You've just worked with the two most difficult people on the
Howard,
planet.
congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Gary, you think it's resolved?
Although I am going to try.
I'll try myself too.
That's it. That's all it starts with attempt.
You know, I'm not going to be negative. Yeah, we'll try.
Right.
That's it. That's
I
my
want
new
you to be
attitude.
able to respect him.
All right.
And I want him to be able to listen to you.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, that's all. And again, he's right. It's all here. It's your choice what attitude
No,
you choose.
I understand. I totally
And
understand.
you can own this place. You're the You heard it from him, so I don't think you believe him. Now you got to be able to believe him.
Okay.
Gary, was there anything that was said that hurt either one of you in there?
Yeah, well, I think I found out that at first I think that I got the impression that Scott didn't respect me, but now I think I feel it's more jealousy, which is easier for me to accept than not respecting the job that I do. I think it's jealousy. I think
It took a ways to get around that, but
Right.
That was it.
We got to it.
And that makes you feel better. Now he's purged it, and you all know where you come from. This is a new slate. Start forward. Let's go, man.
Well, we have also a new era to look forward to.
Well, some of us.
And remember, you don't want to be the. That's good. You don't want to be the producer. He doesn't want to be.
No. I know I never could do this job because it's impossible. He has to know how to deal with people in a certain way.
It's a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not the one that can get conversation going like he can to entice somebody to come on or to get a guest or whatever. Because it does take a certain talent, I guess.
What I'm dying to know is, if you don't respect me, what'd you think of John?
Don't get me started.
That's a whole
with John.
other.
Okay, so Pat, you just mediated a little tiff between Gary and Scott. How do you think it all panned out?
I think it panned out pretty well because now Scott realizes that he was jealous, and that frustration built up into rage, and he never said he was jealous. So now he's purged himself of that. He's going to try to start creating a new attitude. It's his choice. He knows that. He heard Howard Eskin say he's the best engineer on the planet. So there, his ego's been boosted. So regardless of interns, Gary, anyone else, it can't pull him down unless he gives them permission to pull him down. That's what I was talking to him about. Gary, on the other hand, has now earned the respect from Scott because he's apologized. He's admitted that he's done wrong in the past, that he's jumped on his case. But they have to realize that communication is the key to this relationship in the future. Because if Gary asks for something, that means Howard's asking for something. And Scott's got to jump on it. And if he can't do it, he's got to tell him why.
All right, you had a good time, Pat?
Had a great time. It was
All right,
fun.
thanks for coming down.
My pleasure.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate. On Monday's wrap-up show, we were talking about how Howard seems to be very irritated with Kathy Lee Gifford again. We sort of went over the feud and talked about whether there's ever any chance that they could be friends. I don't think there is.
We should start off with Kathy Lee, and I guess that came out of Lisa G came in to do her news segment and was talking about interviews and whatnot, and quickly it leads to people talking over each other, and then Howard just starts going off on Kathy Lee. Where'd that come from, Gary?
He must be watching it, because all you really need to do is watch that show to see what a train wreck it is. Because I watch it. Have you ever seen the parody they do on Saturday Night Live?
No.
It is really, really funny. I think it's Kristen Wiig. She's Kathy Lee, and she just pretends that she's been drinking. Because Kathy Lee acts on the show like she's been drinking. I don't think she has been. But, yeah, they're all over the place. You can never figure out what's going on. So Howard must have seen it.
Is there anything Howard hates more than people talking over one another on a talk show? It drives him crazy.
Yeah.
Even on this show, I know it drives him nuts.
Well, that clip of The View was, Howard was astonished that wasn't touched in any way. It's just everybody yelling at each other.
So why Kathy Lee? Why is he so angry about her?
Oh, she's she's an old fun standard. She's good to go back to. Who's sticking up for Kathy Lee?
He hasn't been there in a while, though.
I know.
It surprised me that he circled on back that way.
But, because she's back to, she left. The whole thing fell apart for her. She got a little, humble for a half a second, and now she's back doing the same shit, and I don't know. I guess just grabbed her the wrong way the day he saw her.
Well, what he said later in the program was, if she could just be real. I made a comment about how he's mended fences with Rosie could ever happen with Kathy Lee, and he said no, because she's never real on television, and until she crosses that bridge, he's not going anywhere near her.
Yeah, it's such a bizarre. We've just hammered the shit out of her, and I've called her for years to try to get her on the show. The thing that I remember was that, and Howard talked about this on the air, after his divorce, she sent him a note. And he goes, Kathy sent me this note. But then we looked at the note, and we realized it was supposed to be a note to say, hey, Howard, I'm sorry about what happened to you. But it was really all about her.
How so?
Well, it was mostly like, I'm really sorry to hear what happened. I've gone through divorce. And then it was a lot of God stuff. And since Howard's not really that into God, I think you're sort of putting your own will on somebody, telling them that God's going to save them. And, Howard's not a God guy. It should be like, the great note would have been, hey, Howard, Kathy Lee, I know you've kicked me around in the past, but I see what you're going through, and I've been down that road before, and I wish you all the best. Done. Once you start bringing God into it, it's like she's, I felt like we were natives in the jungle and she was trying to convert us.
So even though she made the gesture, it didn't ring true.
Yeah, because she just didn't do it right.
Now, do you think Sam the cooking guy deserves an award, like Howard was saying?
I get where Sam the cooking guy was coming from. I don't know that I would. I'd probably just take that shit because whatever. But yeah, he's like, hey, I'm trying to talk. You invited me here to give you a recipe. Let me get it out.
Do you think that's just a bad day, or ultimately that's what he was trying to do? They booked him to do something, and he was listening to the audience. He was trying to play to the audience instead of having these two yentas not shut up.
Yeah, listen, it rubbed him the wrong way, and he spoke his mind. I thought that was funny. I thought the etiquette person that they brought back should have, said that they were both wrong instead of blaming it all on him.
Now, did you or Lisa G learn anything from Howard's advice when it comes to being a guest? Would you ever interrupt if all that chat started happening?
I'd probably just lean back and go, you don't need me here. I'd probably address it in some way, but I don't know that I'd be like, shut up.
Well, it's awkward because it's their game. They've invited you and you're trying to be polite.
Yeah, I don't think I'd get involved.
Benji, were you surprised that Howard went off on Kathy Lee so much today?
Yeah, I was shocked by it.
He hasn't done it in a while.
Right. Yeah, no, yeah, he hasn't done it for a while. It's been about 2.5 years.
Did we wake you up?
Did it. It was back in 2006, March. He was mad at her about some comments she made.
Do you think they could ever mend fences?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's as surprising as the Rosie thing is. I'm sure that if Kathy Lee and Howard's even said it himself, if they were at a party and they were talking, there might be something they would connect with, and I think I could definitely see that happen.
I think he's in a place now where he could connect with her, but I don't think they're. See, Howard and Rosie, I always thought were similar in the sense of that they both were driven and they were both laid it all on the line and were very honest. But Kathy Lee is the polar opposite of what Howard is on the air. So, but I think if they met each other at a party, they could be friendly to each other.
But I also think the opposite could happen, and Rosie and Craig Ferguson sort of talked about today, where Rosie and Howard could definitely have a split now.
Why?
I think it would be a little bit harder for it to happen. No, like some issue that they might both feel very strongly about, it could split them up.
Now, if you miss what we're talking about with Kathy Lee, here's a little bit of Howard's feelings towards what she had to say.
Whenever Beth does TV, she says to me, God, I said, like she did The View, she sat in one time, and I said, gee, you were quiet during that segment. She goes, they were all talking. I said, if everyone's talking, why would I talk? I said, that's evidently what they want in TV. They want people talking over one another.
You have to keep talking in order to get the attention.
Right. Doesn't matter if you're saying anything. Just keep talking.
Because that Hoda was back there going, just, Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. She couldn't stop saying it.
Yeah, like Tourette's. They blurt out everything. Keep it going. Listen to the first 10 seconds of that clip. The guy couldn't take it. He broke. And then Kathy Lee, they have their jobs because they don't talk to us like that. Well, you're being rude, Kathy Lee. Can't anyone stand up to Kathy Lee? She's the devil.
Now you're getting like Dennis James.
She's the devil. Want to make monkey love to Harold Stern. Please. Are you kidding me?
Jamie in Massachusetts, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, I believe. Good morning, guys. Anyway, I believe that Howard does the same thing when he interviews people. Like, he'll ask a question, and then the person will start answering, and then Howard would talk over him like he's not listening to the person giving the answer. You know what I'm saying? He drones, and sometimes he gets himself doing it.
You see, I agree with you that Howard will sometimes talk over a person, but it's not like he's not listening and he's droning. If the person's going to start going off in a weird way and dancing around a question, he'll just ask another question to take him somewhere. He has no patience for people who aren't going to respond, so sometimes he does talk over because they're just not, doing the interview the way he wants it. He definitely controls an interview, no doubt.
Okay, well, I just noticed it a lot, something interesting. I'm like, Howard, let the person answer. You're driving me crazy. Come on. But okay.
All right, Jamie, thanks for calling in. Let's go to George. George, you're on the wrap-up show.
Did you say George?
Yes, George. How are you? How you been? Happy New Year.
Hello, fine, thanks. I wanted to ask, first of all, Howard really almost physically makes me sick with his constant ranting about Jay Leno. He goes on and on for ad nauseum. It really has a very negative effect on me. I want to ask about the Kathy Lee situation. When and how did his contempt for her start?
It wasn't any particular incident. It was just like almost everyone else in the country's contempt for her. They would watch her on the show, and she would get on and talk about her kids. And one day, I think it was with the kids. I remember Howard coming in one day and goes, God, she puts those kids on all the time. In fact, there was a Christmas episode where she made Cody dress up like a pilgrim. And I remember Howard was very annoyed by that. It was like one of those weird, and Howard was very annoyed by that. And I think once she brought the kids into it, but I mean, Howard wasn't alone. Everybody started to notice it all at once. It was a lot of me, my kids. I'm better than all of you. My kids are so amazing, that sort of thing.
I see. So it was her arrogance then that he didn't like?
I would say so.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
Thanks, George.
Back in the 80s, and this is, I know more from Howard's book, wasn't Regis sort of like played with a lot?
What do you mean?
Like, wasn't Regis sort of made fun of a lot back in the 80s?
You mean on our show?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and was she with him at that point?
Yeah.
Because I wonder if that sort of transferred from there. Like.
No, it was more like you said, Howard wasn't alone in his contempt. I mean, the whole country should have got behind it.
And Howard also thought Kathy Lee was pretty hot, too.
Yes.
And I guess that would fuel the fire even more.
It does. When you think a girl's hot and she's acting the way you don't like, it really pisses you off.
On Tuesday's wrap-up show, Ralph called in to expand on the argument that started on the Stern show earlier between him and Gary. Basically, Ralph hates the fact that Gary goes around calling himself a gadget expert and doesn't think he knows anything about gadgets. Ralph claims to be the one who really knows his shit and should be the one booked on Geraldo. Or better yet, listen to Geek Time. It was Techno Beaver versus Techno Berry. Check it out.
Hi, Ralphie.
Gadget Ralph, please.
That's not going to stick. You know that.
Oh yes, I've already. You can follow Gadget Ralph on Twitter, and I have the website. So I'm gonna roll with this.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow roll.
So Ralph, what do you think?
Gary, listen. I just thought it was. In all honesty, I think it's funny that you go there and. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I didn't go on Geraldo and said I'm a gadget expert or something like that. But it sort of annoys me when people the iPad thing in particular is I just think it's so dumb to talk about something and to nag out on it when it's not even out. It's like 2 months away.
But Ralph,
at this point,
how could you of all people? How could you be upset about negging out?
Can I just finish my point?
Sure.
it's not even out yet. At this point, it might even have a camera in it, they're saying now. So, like, you might want to wait till it comes out.
But based on what we were told,
you also might want to know the difference between a megabyte and a gigabyte when you talk about memory.
I did. I said gigabytes.
You know, you said megabyte.
I absolutely did not.
All right, pull the tape.
Why are you the only one hearing this?
I don't know. I don't know.
But Ralph, here's the point. Based on.
But really, Gary.
But based on what we knew.
what?
You're asking me a question.
Yeah.
Based on what we knew at the time, even when I spoke about it on Sunday, there was no rumor of a camera. When they came out, there was no camera in it. There's a lot of things missing from it. And so you think that everybody that's really into this heard it and nobody is nothing but thrilled that it's coming out, that it's got everything that everybody wants, and there's nothing but happiness about this, right?
No, there's a difference between saying that and then saying it's a big stumble for them, and then going on to say they're going to say sell a ton of them.
You can stumble and still sell a ton of something. And so you can make somebody that you know could make a movie that you don't think is the quality you expect, and it could still make $100 million.
But how?
Hold on a second. Can that happen?
How is it a stumble if it hasn't even come out and you haven't seen what it does?
But they told us what it does.
If you
Ralph,
go back,
are you talking about this on your show on Saturday?
Yeah, you want to do a point counterpoint?
No, because you're counterpointless.
Hey-oh.
But from what we're talking about, an item that everybody that has created a lot of excitement because the company's so big. So based on what we know, listen, it's like talking about a movie before it comes out. It's like talking about you're into so many different things, and you talk about everything before it's ready. That's part of what people do. Why are you so attached to the iPad?
I'm not attached to it.
You're like almost like upset.
I just think it's fun. If I'm sitting there as a gadget expert, I would know a little bit more about what I'm talking about.
What didn't I know?
If I'm going to go on a show and talk about the iPad,
what didn't
I'm going to know something, and maybe even
Ralph,
have touched
what
it.
Didn't I know? I'm asking you.
You haven't touched it. You don't know what the operating.
But nobody has.
Is. You don't know what it can do because the programs aren't even out yet. What's going to happen with this thing?
But Ralph,
it's like when the iPhone came out, people were like, "Well, it doesn't do this and doesn't do that." Meanwhile, it's like the biggest thing in the world. Same thing with an iPod.
So hold on a second, Ralph.
When the iPod came out, people said, "Why am I going to want to carry on that on music?" Now,
so here's the deal. I was asked to comment based on what I knew, and then when it comes out and they put one in my hand, I will try it out and comment again. But somebody called me on that day, and I am not the only person in the world that has commented on the iPad a day after it came out.
Well, how do you feel about the Generation 2 iPad?
You're following the lead of other stupid people who are saying there's something wrong with this thing that they haven't even seen yet.
Well, then the reverse has to be true. Then you can't laud it either until you know exactly what's on it and actually touch it.
That's right.
I'm not lauding it. I'm saying, I love that word. I'm not even sure what it means, but I'm going to use it all the time now.
If you're not lauding it, what are you doing, Ralph?
I'm sort of saying, hey, why don't you wait till the thing comes out and see how it is? Like you John, somebody said I was kissing your ass. I think you're just as dopey as Gary about this thing. You're wrong too.
On what?
How can you say we're wrong?
You're not sure what you can do with it.
On what? The iPad you're talking about?
Yeah.
Because based on the specs that are out there and based on what I've seen.
Yeah. What specs?
Ralph, go to Apple's site. They have the specs on exactly what
so
this
what's wrong with this? What's wrong with the specs on it?
You know this. We've already discussed this. It doesn't have a camera. Yes, if it comes out and has a camera, then I was wrong about that.
Right. You want to hold up a big thing and take pictures. You don't have a little camera?
No, you do, but you want this to be sort of a be-all, everything sort of gadget. I mean, there's a bunch of little things about it, and also what I said was...
Jack of all trades, master of nothing.
Well, that sounds like you.
This is a whole new market. You don't even know what it's going to do, and I'm basing on Apple's track record of everything they come out with is revolutionary.
Ralph, name one thing... Okay, you want to get into this? Name one thing Apple's done that didn't work out, that you think sucks. Anything.
But since Steve Jobs came back?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay.
So
well,
you're what I call an Apple.
Nothing. They changed design with the iMac. People used to have everyday objects that were boring and ugly to look at. He changed the way you look at things, furniture, everything. They're revolutionary.
They are absolutely revolutionary. They make beautiful stuff. They've got great software. Okay, the Apple TV, not such a great product. They've had missteps, Ralph. They're not
Yeah,
a perfect company.
That's not a flop, and that could be integrated into other things. I'm not defending everything Apple.
What about that notebook laptop they put out, which weighed like a pound? Nobody bought it.
Right.
They're not perfect. They're a great company. I think they're fantastic. I think Jobs is brilliant. But don't pretend like everything they've done is so great. And if somebody has a contrary opinion, look, the only person who I know that's held an iPad was Stephen Colbert on the frickin' Grammys. Other than that, and the people who work there or at the announcement last week, that's it. So of course everyone's speculating. And look, I'd like nothing better than for you to be right about this and the iPad to be fantastic, but it's not. Apple's stock is down since they announced this thing. You can't claim it's...
I know it's great. I hope it keeps going. I should shut up because I hope it keeps going down so I can buy more. And then when it comes out, and then you're all wrong, and it goes up to like $300.
But Ralph, actually, one of my points was that because I'm not saying that Apple sucks and everything they do sucks. I own a MacBook, I own a Mac computer, I own an iPod, I own an iTouch. I mean, everything. I'm saying that this company has put themselves in a position where expectations are so high for the quality of something that this didn't hit what everybody wanted. So far, from what we know, from what they have told us, the information they have given us.
And let's get back to something that Gary said before, Ralph, when you weren't on the phone. He thinks that, among other things, you're jealous. Do you agree with that?
I'm not. I'm really not. And I don't... What was the other thing you were saying, Gary? You wonder if I respect your job or something like that?
Yeah, I wonder if sometimes you think it's too... like, oh, I could do that.
No, I don't, and you have that set in your mind for years, like that I want your job or something.
No. I didn't say you wanted my job. I'm saying you think that anybody could do my job. There's a big difference.
Well, listen, I don't think you're the only one who can do your job, but I think you work hard. I don't think you don't deserve to be there or something. I don't look at you and go, oh, Gary's a fool, and why has he got a job? Or I don't really know what you're saying in that respect.
Ralph, you've never spoken those words to me before.
Oh.
No, I think you do a great job. I mean, I know you're constantly on the phone with Howard. You're doing this. I know you work really hard at your job, or you wouldn't have that job. And I know it's demanding too.
Well, sometimes I feel like you don't respect it. So I
respect your job. I don't respect you.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. I love you, Gary. I feel bad, but and I don't know if this gadget thing is something. I'm not trying to derail it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're trying to get something going. I just thought it was just something. I don't know. I just thought it was goofy.
By the way, I got to tell a funny story about Ralph that I love. When he was talking to Jason before, and Jason used the word laud, and he goes, I don't know what that means, to laud something. We had such a great moment. We were working on the CBS TV show. We were working with a producer that nobody was getting along with. And it was just getting, there were like lots of arguments and fights and everything. And we're all in this big room. And Ralph just says to the guy, like, it's bullshit, this and that. And the guy goes, I don't know why you have to be so contentious. And Ralph goes, I don't even know what that means, and I don't like it.
Hey, it's Sal Governale, and on Wednesday's show, I was victorious in Win Sal's Money. I didn't even know I had money to give away. But anyway, the guys were saying that I should get a little more book smart, be more aware of history, but what's history going to do for me? Fuck history. Enjoy.
I do want to talk about Benji's girlfriend coming in and her competing with Sal and Win Sal's Money, which, Sal, I thought you were going to run away with, but you made it.
I pretty much did.
You did?
I think I got 5 questions right. They threw out 2 that Will fucked up on.
No, they threw it.
That would make it 3-2.
Here's how I saw it, for real. Okay. You got the Castro question, correct? You got that correct?
Yep.
So I'm not taking that one away. Which are the 2 they wanted to take away? They want to take away that one?
And Alaska.
Korea.
Korea
Legitimately, if they would have said more information, please, I don't believe you would have known North Korea. You would just go, Korea, it's fucking Korea. Right. So that one you would have lost. So I'm saying you won 4-2.
That's pretty good.
But look who you beat.
Well, you both knew the Wright brothers.
Yes, that's an easy one.
Both guessed Obama started the New Deal.
Obama started the New Deal.
Well, when you hear the New Deal, you could hear it almost like, hey, my man, we need a new deal here. No, the lingo. What? New Deal. It just sounds like the brother lingo. When I'm not kidding you. I'm not being like
so
I'm not being like stereotypical, but I'm just saying.
No, not at all.
That's exactly what you're
mean. Hold on. That was your thought process? Like New Deal sounds like something Obama would say?
Sounds like a little bit of a jive talk. Hey, listen, we're in the White House now. We need a new deal. A new deal's got to go down.
Can I ask you a question?
That's the only thing that came to mind. New deal.
You're not making a joke.
I'm not making it. I'm just saying the lingo kind of sounds like something Obama might say. He's a hip guy. I'm saying it in a hip sense, not in a black sense.
Can I ask you a question? Obama's been president for over a year now. Have you ever heard him talk like that, or have used lingo like that in a whole year? Like, what's another example of that kind of lingo or talk?
He called Kanye West a jackass. That's pretty hip. I've never heard a president say, use foul language, except for President Reagan when he said sons of bitches. I remember that. But I can see New Deal. New Deal sounds like a more modern term. I mean, it does. I can't see President Washington saying New Deal.
You know when the New Deal was?
No, I don't even know what the New Deal is.
Is it from the 30s or maybe the 40s?
Yeah,
I think it's from the late 30s.
It was FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
I was going to say it was FDR.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I know who he is. And there was another Roosevelt.
Yes. Who was that?
His son or his grandson.
What was his grandson or son's name?
Teddy Roosevelt.
There you go.
It must be his grandson.
Out of Long Island.
FDR. It's the other way around. Teddy Roosevelt. FDR's the grandson.
FDR's the grandson.
I think so. Because I think FDR was later on. Roosevelt was. I think so. I think FDR. I'm going to.
I know.
Final answer: FDR is the grandson.
Sounds hella smoky.
I know.
There's
no point for this.
I know. Howard asked you about it, and you explained it a little bit. But you admit you're weak at history.
Yeah,
basic history.
I'm not. Yeah, this is not something.
Elementary school kind of history.
Like John suggested, you might not be able to get past fourth grade history.
I might not, but you know what? I'm not upset about it. It's just something that, it has no bearing on what I do. But sure, history's important to understand the future. We have to study history to understand the future. But you know what? I don't care fucking Washington chopped down a goddamn cherry tree. It's not going to pay my mortgage. But fuck them.
Before you start this rant again, because you do go into these rants.
I'm explaining why.
You've told us.
Tapping into a weakness of mine, and it makes no sense to ask me about it.
But no, you've told me several times. I'm not going to quiz you, but you've told me several times that it's upsetting to you.
It is.
You don't like to be thought of as stupid, and it's upsetting to you. And we gave you books to look at, and you didn't seem interested in them.
Because I don't have the time. I don't have time to wipe my ass anymore.
Sal, what about your sons? They're learning history
They
now.
sure are.
So why not learn with them?
I don't know. I mean,
do you sit down and do homework with them? Or
yes,
help
I
with
do.
Homework?
Absolutely.
But
history hasn't really come up. You know what they're doing now with history? They're kind of like reading a paragraph, and then they have to break down the paragraph and answer multiple choice questions within that paragraph. So they go. It's more of a reading comprehension and history combination in one.
What are the paragraphs about?
History. I don't know specifically. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I could bring in some of my son's stuff. But yeah, I help my kids with the homework. I go on Google a lot, and there's a lot of shit I don't know about, like paradiddles. Not paradiddles. There was some math thing that I had no idea about. Paradigms.
Paradiddle is a drumming thing.
Yeah, it's a drum. I think these are paradigms, I believe. And what the fuck are you, 5th grade paradigms? It's ridiculous. And who's going to use a paradigm?
All right, so going into
the CEO of IBM, you think he knows what a goddamn paradigm is?
So instead of saying,
I think he does.
Maybe, but it doesn't do him any good.
But so instead of saying, "Wow, look at what my kids are learning," you've decided because you don't know it, like, "Wow, my kids don't need to know this shit."
Well, no, it's not that I don't think they need to learn it. I'm glad they're learning it. I support what they're doing. I stand behind it, but it's kind of it kind of throws me for a curve.
Now, but going into this quiz, you felt you even said you didn't study at all. You thought you were going to mop Sarah up pretty much.
First of all, I didn't study because I don't necessarily have a care for this particular thing. I'm not going to learn it. I don't need it. So I wanted to be myself. I wanted to tell, to answer things as best as I could. And I did know a lot of things. I know about Margaret Thatcher. I knew about what the other questions I got right. I can't even think of them now, but I knew a few things.
Is it the more honest answer that you do care about it, but you just don't care enough about it to learn it, but
yes.
you do care that you don't know it?
That is
because you try to push it off and go, I don't need to know. Who cares? I don't need it. But I think you do care, just not enough to learn it.
I would love to know it.
Right.
I just really I haven't dedicated time to learn it, and there are other things in my life that are priorities. So that's primarily it.
And Benji, you prepped Sarah, it sounded like, for this.
Well, I knew that there could be any 7 questions. So I went over like things in history with her. And
Speaker of the House was a smart move. That could have come up.
And some things that came up in the news. But I completely agree with Sal. I think he's a smart guy. We've talked about it online. I gave him a great quote. I think Einstein said, his paraphrase, that imagination is much more important than knowledge.
So if knowledge isn't that important, why would you suggest to Sarah that she watch Chris Matthews to learn more?
Oh, to get ready for this particular content.
Oh, so you didn't want her to do it because you wanted her to be smarter. You wanted her to be ready for this.
No, I think she's a very intelligent person, and I think she has Well, I think she is, JD, and I don't. Maybe if you get to know
Teddy laughed.
Well, I know, but I'm talking to you because
But I'm saying, would you continue to ask her to watch shows like that, or you don't really care? You just thought for the contest?
It was just I thought it was a good prep for the contest. I suggested 3 things. We went over history. I said, read a newspaper every day, and watch Chris Matthews or some sort of news show, and we did some geography stuff online.
Were you worried that Sal was going to blow her out, like beat her 7-0?
No. I mean, I just wanted her to do really well, and she did. I mean, she did. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ask a question again.
I said, were you worried that Sal was going to blow her out 7-0 and embarrass her?
I didn't think he would blow her out, but I wanted her to do well. I really wanted her to win.
And so, do you think she did well, okay, or not so good?
Well, I think she did well. That she came across great on the show. And she even told me, she was like, you know what, I just want to get 2 right. If I get 2 right, I'll feel really good about it. And so I think she had a fun time. So that, to me, is the most important part.
Now, I thought during the whole segment, were very possessive of her and very protective of her.
Yeah, I get like that, which sucks. I hate that. Looking back on that, I hate that I was doing that.
Why? I mean, if you care about her...
Because I do care about her, but I don't need to... It just comes across as really douchey. And I wish I, wouldn't have been like that.
The weird thing I got out of today was up until Sarah came in today, in my mind I thought, like, okay, Benji's with her, but she's pretty cute and he's digging the sex and she, and he likes her, but like there's no big deal. But I actually saw a deeper relationship that I thought Benji was pulling my leg about. Did you see it?
Yes. And I also saw, I think I saw a little bit of jealousy on your part when it came to Sal and her being into Sal.
Probably, but that's also kind of more fun. I mean, I know she thinks Sal's a great guy, and she thinks he's a fun guy and everything. But I was kind of having more fun with that.
I think it's funny who in this room wants their wife to touch Sal's dick? The fact that it was even up for discussion or for debate is funny to me.
Yeah, where'd that come from, Sal?
She has an obsession with my penis.
But I think she thinks it's more funny. I mean, I think she is
that's real funny when it's in her mouth.
On Thursday's wrap-up show, all the talk was about the upcoming Super Bowl. Howard made a comment that he wants to watch the game alone and really doesn't understand why anyone would have a party or have enjoy the game with other people. Well, Gary and Fred strongly disagreed, and it was a major debate. And naturally, we talked about it and had a good time with it. So here's what was said.
Gary, I've got to pick up where the show ended, which was the whole Super Bowl party conversation. And just to reset it for everyone, I guess Howard feels that Super Bowl parties are just not something he'd prefer to do. He'd rather just watch the game.
That's okay. Not prefer to do it is okay. It's when he gets to, and whoever does it is an idiot, is where I think people start to get offended.
And apparently you were offended, but Fred Norris was extremely offended.
I haven't seen Fred like that in a long time. He whipped out. See,
Whoa.
There's a great thing about Fred. This happened. I wish I could remember what the circus is. This happened once before, but he and Robin got into some sort of disagreement on the air. This was, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years ago. Fred doesn't go for a pistol. He doesn't go for a rifle. Fred picks up a fucking bazooka.
That was a blitzkrieg. I mean, he hit Howard with everything.
Fred goes 0 to 60 so fast. It's so awesome.
And I know Ralph called in and backed up Howard to the surprise of not a lot of people, and I think Levy had Howard's side too. But is it
Bob Levy?
Yeah, he called.
That's
in
who that
too.
was. I didn't. I heard the other guy call.
But is it because Howard isn't invited to these types of things? Hasn't hung at them before?
No.
Isn't a sports fan? Where does it come from?
Howard didn't grow up in that environment. He had friends when he grew up, but maybe they weren't all sports friends. His father wasn't really into sports, and if he was, I don't know that his father, this all comes from how you grow up. Your father, your uncles, your brothers, you sit around the TV, you watch football. When you get to be a teenager, you do it with your friends. When you go to college, you do it all with your friends. And I just don't think he's had that in his life. So I can understand why he doesn't see the value of it for him. But I mean, turn on the fucking TV. Every advertisement on TV for the last month is about whether you need beer or chicken wings or food or Tostitos or anything for the Super Bowl party. I mean, it's not like everyone's nuts.
Now, JD, are you a Super Bowl party kind of guy? Because you're a loner at times.
Yeah, you know what? I have been, but it's not like a big thing for me. The past few years I've had to be in bed during the Super Bowl, or I'm already at work. So it's I could see how it's. I know it's a big party day, though.
There's only one thing that I would say about it. I went through this when the Jets were in the AFC Championship game. We talked about having a party that day, and I said, I don't want to have a party. I don't want to tend to people. I want to watch the game. So what I did is I had a bunch of guys over who were all Jet fans because that's a different environment than a party. Do you know what the difference is, John?
Yes, I do.
And John, let's tell everyone, John, how you watched the Super Bowl last year.
Well, I'm sort of extreme when it comes to this, but I was in lockdown mode last year. My wife and my kids were the only people anywhere near me when it came to the Super Bowl because the Steelers were playing, and I wanted to watch the game, and I didn't want to entertain, and I didn't want to talk. I wanted to watch the game.
But let me ask you a question: if you were living in Pittsburgh and your 4 best friends were Steelers fans, would you have had them over?
Possibly.
See, you don't have a bunch of any of the people who came over to watch the game with you. If they're not hardcore Steeler fans, I understand why you wouldn't want them there.
Yeah, but in general, when it comes to this, I do on Super Bowl Sunday, being a big football fan, I want to watch the game, and I don't like getting distracted with small talk and whatever else, and hearing someone, the Saints are the team in the brown jersey. Like, I don't have patience for
those
that.
people aren't allowed in the room.
Well, but you have a great situation because you have a room where it's all game, and then the rest of the house you could be whatever else.
But Howard seemed almost to give that as a reason afterwards because he wanted to pay attention to the game. It seemed like at first it was about, do you want to hang out with people in your house? Not about whether is this the best watching experience if you want to pay a lot of attention to
listen, here's the bottom line. Howard's just not that interested. He's more he's more interested in football now than he was 10 years ago. He seems to have, acquired some passion for the game. But it's not if Howard missed the Super Bowl, I don't think it would be upsetting to him. He'd be like, I don't know, if his car broke down or something, he couldn't watch it. I'd be devastated if I missed it. I don't have a team that's playing that I give a shit about.
Well, the first thing that I sort of judge is, are you here to watch the commercials or are you here to watch the game? Oh. Because the commercials seem to be its own event right now. And yeah, it's nice. It's, I guess it helps pass the time. And the second question is, are you here for the halftime show or are you here to watch the game? I want to watch the football game and I want to be with people whose main focus is the game. And if it's towards the end and it's kind of close, you want to be able to pay attention.
All right, so here's what happened at my house last year. It was the first year that I had the theater, the man cave, and the whole thing going. Had a house full of people, lots of kids, some of Lucas's friends, some of Jackson's friends, families we knew. There's the man cave and there's the theater. So the hardcore fans were in the theater, right? Watch the game. Yeah, we were watching the commercials. Springsteen at halftime, everybody piled in. And it was great. It was almost like watching a concert. He was great. It was the right person to watch that way. Then everybody left. Then it got to be around 9:30. And people who didn't give a shit about sports went home, including some spouses, meaning some of the wives went home with the younger kids and some of the guys stayed because it was a really close game last year. And I remember looking around, and it was a wonderful experience for me. Everybody that was left at the end of the game were hardcore fans.
Yeah, the last 2 Super Bowls, too, have been extremely tight. Probably 2 of the best ever, which came down to the last minute in both cases. Right. So if it's a blowout kind of game, then I'm more like, all right, whatever. But if it's a close game, I want to watch it. We got a ton of calls on this. Let's talk to Barry in Pennsylvania. Barry, you're on the wrap-up show.
Well, good morning. Thanks. I love your show. It's really terrific. Question for you, though. As a listener, you get to hear Howard's emotions maybe more than you do in the studio. How do you take it? Do the guys take it personally when he says he really doesn't want to be with you or go to your house?
I think Fred takes it the most personally. I used to take it personally, and then I get that sometimes he's pushing a button. But he's managed to push Fred's button the hardest out of all of us.
I know, but you take a lot of ribbing, and you're a hell of a guy for doing it.
But the other thing too is if Howard just says he doesn't want to hang around with me, I'm like, hey, I'd love to have you, but I got a whole bunch of other people that are more than grateful, happy to hang around.
But, Gary, over the past few years, you've gotten a lot more closer to Howard socially, outside, that kind of thing. Whereas I don't know if he and Fred have that type of relationship.
And I don't either. And that's sort of the interesting part, that we've been together for 25 years and we don't even know who's got what relationship. Like if Fred goes over there to his house, I don't know.
Once I remember Howard saying something about he went to Fred's apartment. And that was like a surprising thing for him to say. I don't imagine Howard just going and Fred saying, hey, let's hang out for the day.
But do you agree with Gary that Fred takes it the most personally when Howard talks about not wanting to hang or be with anybody from the show?
Yeah, he does seem to get upset about it. Whereas I think a lot of people are just it's just another joke.
Actually, the man of the hour just walked in. If anybody takes it personally, Fred, when Howard says he doesn't want to hang with you, he doesn't want to be with you socially, and Gary said you probably take it the most personally of anybody here.
Quite honestly, I don't make make a liar out of Gary this morning. No, I don't.
It just seems like it because I don't even know if it's about not wanting to hang around with you. I think Fred gets more upset when they paint him as like the lunatic. Like what did Robin say?
Geez, let's have a show of hands in the room. Who wants to be painted as a lunatic?
Nobody. No. I understand that, but I'm saying
I'm just having fun back. I'm assuming that when it's being tossed at me that it's fun, and I figure, well, this is where we're going with this, so let's have fun and toss it back.
You didn't hesitate today, Fred. You just went right after Howard, and
well,
again, everybody.
If somebody's going to slap you, don't you slap them back? I don't know.
Well, there's a slap, and then there's a haul back and punch.
I never know what my strength is. I never know how strong I am.
Oh, you
My wife has always told me that sometimes I say things and I'll go, What did I say? She goes, did you have to say that? And I go, I didn't think about it. Okay, maybe I was a little strong. I don't know.
Now, why don't you think Howard can relate to having a Super Bowl party or hanging out and watching with friends?
I don't know. That's a question you'd have to ask Howard. I have no idea why he doesn't find fun in that. And there's a lot of things that other people do that I don't necessarily find fun, and I don't really find fault with him for that. I really don't.
Now, when you're do you want to watch the game, or are you okay with sort of being social and hanging with people, or does it matter who's playing?
Well, you know what it is? It has two different dynamics. If it's like New York teams that are in it, or a New York team is in it, obviously you're a lot more excited. You want to kind of like, talk about the game or whatever, and, you just root for your team. It's like team spirit or whatever. If it's two teams that I really don't have a lot of feeling for, then, it's like, okay, I'll watch the game. To me, it's like, if the Yankees are in the World Series, I'm all there. If it's two other teams I don't really give a shit about, I'll watch it, but I'm not as emotionally involved.
All right, let's go back to the phones. We'll talk to Ryan in Ohio. Ryan, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good, Ryan. How are you?
I'm having a good time. I just was calling about Howard and Super Bowl Barry, Ralph. Howard seems to think that anything that guys do normally is not right, and that him going to the shrink, or he's probably going to get his nails done during the game. But yeah, it all seems like regular guy stuff is not Howard's gig. But you're not as much of a man as he is because you can't run 27 miles. What do you guys think about that?
That's quite a postulation.
Yeah. I don't think it's just like a guy thing. This goes back to the DePace Gary argument the other day. It's like, why would you do something that I wouldn't do? With a lot of our show arguments. Like, why would you do something I'm not into that? Why would you be into that?
Yeah, again, I was with Howard up until the point where he said, well, it's not for me, but anybody else who does is a moron.
Did you come up through radio?
I did a stand-up comedian primarily, but I did do a lot of radio also.
But you had a tough childhood. Your mom was sick your entire childhood, 3 bouts of cancer, and you were molested as a kid?
There was all sorts of rhubarb went on. Yeah, there was a lot of trauma and hullabaloo, but in the end I laughed my way out of it.
Who molested you? A family member?
No, good Lord, no, they were a lovely bunch. No, Christmases were a bit tough, but it was never molestation would be a harsh way to describe it.
No, but that's a very traumatic thing. You don't think that it's funny. I mean, it was...
yeah, but I sort of think once you've got an option of how to respond to something like that, you could, I sort of think, you might as well have a bit of a chuckle about it, otherwise it becomes relentless and
I understand that, but when you described what was it, a neiber or something?
How old were you? About 7. Some neighbour got involved. What it was is he tried to sort of play it like it was a reward system for like having responded well to some information about arithmetic. He tried to pass it off like it was like a
This is what you get when you do a good job.
Your neighbor would say to you, "Gee, you know, I have something special for you because you're a good little boy.
Because you're doing well.
You're doing well in school and this and that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a treat. I'm going to stick my hand up your ass."
Not the entire hand, but certainly a digit. But nonetheless, that is no reward system. It didn't encourage me. I'm terrible at maths now.
Let me reenact it. In other words,
I don't want to reenact it, Howard. It was awful. It was bad enough the
what's
first
8
time.
times 7?
Ah! No, don't touch me! I'll do whatever you say.
No, but that is traumatic. I mean, you were a young kid. Your parents couldn't protect you. You didn't go to them. And a neighbor, a much older neighbor, I would imagine. Was
he was like an old man. If it had been one of my peers, that would have been a date. You can't call that abuse. That's just good, harmless fun.
But you, and he would jerk you off, I guess, and suck the penis?
No. These were never that elaborate because I think this man, in his heart of hearts, knew that I, as a 7-year-old boy, could not be a marital partner and that spousal duties were always limited to. So, and like, what it would be is to go, "Oh, well done, you've done very well with that mathematical problem. And to commend you," and then his hand would go down the back of my shorts and like sort of cut my nuts, and then there would be occasional digital insertion, but that was only that was normally for algebra.
Right.
These are in tough situations.
Yeah, when you're working through a problem.
Right, very much. I can smile about it now, but at the time it was terrible.
Do you think that you're kind of legendary from what I've read about you, that you've been with thousands of women? Thousands, literally.
Are you just trying to prove something?
Do you think that...
I don't think so. I don't think it's sort of like because I'm no good at maths.
But wait, Russell, is it because you think... Hey, you know, here a guy, in a way, I've talked to other guys who have been molested or something's happened to them with other men, and their whole lives they're trying to prove, in a sense, hey, I'm not gay, I love women, there's no way, you know, they almost think they brought it, you know what I mean? Maybe this is a reaction to it.
No, I don't think so, because I don't think that it was defined by gender. I think it was generational. I think that the women thing is affirmation of a type of masculinity. I think, I think there's an element of that, but also just, like, it's difficult because I'm an analytical person, but I think some of the sex stuff is just biological imperative because it's such fun. Then there's the cultural, like, masculinity through sex, and then I've got addictive tendencies.
But older people have always been into you. I mean, in other words, you lost your virginity to a 61-year-old woman, right?
What? Hold on. Now, look. You're making me come across as some sort of charity for the elderly.
No, wait. Come on. Were you sort of taken advantage of by adults? Really? How old were you when you banged a 61-year-old woman?
When I was about 19, there was a romantic liaison with a lady that was a little bit older, but that was...
61.
Well,
Not a little bit older.
She wasn't 61. I think she was probably in her 50s, and I certainly wouldn't class that as abuse. That was just when dates go wrong.
I don't say abuse. I'm just saying that it's a weird. Did you lose your virginity to her or no?
No. I'd already lost my virginity to some prostitutes in Hong Kong when I was 16.
That's a weird thing too.
That is unusual.
Your mom had already died, I guess, right?
And no. My mum's lives
still
on.
alive.
She thrives.
And your dad took you to visit prostitutes in Thailand.
Yeah, I mean, that's not how the holiday was sold. It was much more, let's get to know each other. But what we did get to know was the world of illicit
Did you think
sex.
it was weird that your father was bringing you to a prostitute? I mean, he's married to your mother. Is
Did
he still?
No, they split up when I was born.
Oh,
They split up, my parents split up when I was born. I had a sort of sporadic relationship with my father.
So he said, look, let me get to know you. I'll take you to Thailand.
Let's see your moves.
He went with you and your brother?
No, just me. There's just me. There's no other children.
Okay. And you go to Thailand with your dad, who you kind of know, you haven't had a close relationship with, and he takes you to a brothel. He takes you to see hookers.
Yeah.
And you're fucking hookers with your dad in the room?
That is an accurate portrayal of events.
Wow.
Yeah, that was unusual.
You don't think that screwed your head up?
Well, who's to say? I mean, it's difficult because I've got no frame of reference.
You were able to perform with your father watching.
I must say that sometimes it was tricky on accounts of, as I said, because fathers generally are quite well endowed.
Yes.
Not only that, there's a pigmental difference. They tend to have a darker coloured genital region. I've noticed the father I noticed this as a young boy. They're much browner in the genital department. It was off-putting, but you know the main thing was I was like 16 and there was naked women, so it was very alluring.
Where do you go? You go to a house of prostitution in Thailand?
No, it starts off, Howard, like you go into like a bar and there's just women dancing in swimsuits. And I was 16, so I was overwhelmed. But bloody hell, there's women in swimsuits. There's women in swimsuits.
Hot?
Yeah, all right, mate. Like sort of beautiful Asian women. Yeah, they were lovely. Right, and then what happens is the women come over and start talking to you, and that was exciting. So I was 16, I'd just been normal school, I didn't have any birds before that. Then the women come back to the hotel every stage. I'm excited. And then it becomes actual sex. But I sort of initially did fall in love with a prostitute. I have to leave now before I fall in love with you, she said, about 4 o'clock in the morning. There was some difficulty getting an erection, probably because my dad was there.
Wow.
That may have been a
And he was
contributory
having
factor.
sex too.
He had 2 of them. But then he was my dad.
So you're in the room with your dad.
Yes.
And he's banging 2 prostitutes in front of you. And
Yeah, or beside me, right beside
and
me.
you've seen his penis and
saw his genitals, but like that wasn't disturbing.
Was that weird?
What was tough, Howard, right, is like this to hear sex talk from another person, any other person.
Yeah.
Not
See,
nice.
I think you're making it a routine at this point, but this is your real life.
It's still
Russell,
a routine.
Wait a second. Stop all of this. This is a major thing.
I don't know.
Your dad is banging prostitutes in a room with you. Later on, you become a heroin addict.
That did happen, yes.
Yes, for 11 years you suffered.
4 years. 4 years of heroin addiction, but like other drugs, about 11 years. Yeah.
And it could have ruined your life. You could have died. You could have, you overcame it. I guess you were on the wagon,
Yes,
right?
6 years.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
But it is very difficult. Don't you think all of this frenzy, carrying on with thousands of women and heroin and all of it is a reaction to this bizarre child? This is a bizarre childhood, isn't it?
Well, yes, some of it was quite bizarre, but like everyone was trying their best, and who knows what it'd have turned out like. It's worked out sort of all right, really. I mean, undoubtedly.
Has it? To go through heroin use and all of that? I mean, has it really worked out okay?
he's talking about on the other side now.
On the other side now, 6 years clean, everything's all right.
Yeah.
I'm
How'd
having
you
a
get
nice
clean?
time.
Yeah,
I had to go into rehab. 3 months, yeah. 3 months.
Tell
yeah, 3
Artie
months
he
in
has to
rehab.
go away for 3 months.
I've been
clean for 3 months.
Artie, one day at a time, mate. Good, best of luck with it all.
Thank you. No, I mean,
nasty business.
It is. How do you get into heroin? I mean, that's a dangerous thing. That's a hardcore drug.
With me, it was a very cliched descent into addiction. Started off like just smoking pot a lot and drinking a lot of booze, and then like that stopped doing the job. I wanted oblivion, just to obliterate all thought, just to blanket out all awareness. And eventually, heroin is the one job that does that. It smashes you into a womb, a loss of thought, absolute nothingness, a brown, comfortable blanket of nothingness.
Would you snort it or shoot it?
No. In the UK, it's very fashionable to smoke it off of foil with crack, which is the way that I used it.
I see. And you become horribly addicted to this. And do you have a career at that point? Were you on the radio?
It was impeded. I was working at MTV at that time.
Okay.
And like that, but it was like hectic. That's how I had the money to afford my habit. It was like because I was doing sort of like TV presenting.
Would MTV pay you a lot of money in England? Here they're infamously cheap in the United States, and I imagine in England it's a smaller
It's
market.
not loads of money, mate. But before that, I was on welfare and signing on and stuff.
Wow.
So for me, it was a lot of money.
A big deal, right?
Yeah.
So this is some background you have. I mean, it's quite incredible. And you've written a book about your life?
Yeah, my Booky Wook, it is called.
It's called Booky Wookie.
My Booky Wook.
Booky Wook.
My Booky Wook.
My Booky Wook.
That's what it's called, Howard.
Yeah, Russell Brand's book, My Booky Wook, hits stores today, and this is all about your life.
And does it talk about all of this stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, I'd be embarrassed to talk about it on here.
You might keep that quiet.
When you were saying that stuff, I thought it is in that book. So what can I tell you?
Did you bang any of the women in Forgetting Sarah Marshall for real? They were
No.
very attractive girls.
Like I was unable to, Howard, and it weren't for want to try. And let me tell you, I was 3 months on that island. It was very challenging.
Attractive girls in that
Beautiful.
movie.
Mila Kunis, incredible. She, of course, goes out with Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin. So have that.
Really?
Yeah, well, there it is.
That's who she's with?
That's who she's having.
He was hanging around on the
He's
set?
a nice lad and everything, but he's the lad out of Home Alone. He's going out with Mila Kunis. She's a sexually active woman. I don't know.
Let me ask you something. You said when you were addicted to heroin.
Yes.
I don't know if this is in your book or not. I don't know if this was all happening at the same time. You wanted to prove to yourself you weren't gay. I don't understand this. And you jerked a guy off?
It wasn't like I wanted to prove that I wasn't gay. It's that I wanted to prove that the nature of sexuality, is it learned, your sexuality, or is it inherent? Are you born with your sexuality, or do you learn it because your environment?
This was that important for you to find out?
That's good heroin.
It's good gear. I can hook you up. Blow the 3 months away. Go nuts.
No wonder you wanted to drown out all the thoughts in your head.
Right.
So in other words...
But I did a lot of things. It was for the telly, Howard. I was nuts. I'd do anything to get outside of it. Another episode, I had a bath with a homeless bloke. I thought, oh, why is there such a problem as homelessness? It's because we think they're dirty. Let's get a homeless person, live in my house. I'll have a bath with him. He had all ulcerated legs, pus swimming out into the bathroom or in clouds. Bathed with him. That was one episode.
Why?
To prove that, well, it's because I was on drugs. But the logic that I sold the TV company was, it's because we think that homeless people are different from us, that they're dirty, that we hold them arm's length, that we don't address the problem.
So you jerked the guy off on TV?
Right, and the logic behind that one...
You beat the guy off on TV? Yeah. You jerked off a man on TV?
I jerked him off with this hand, my right hand that I hold before you now, Howard Stern. I leaned down and I touched that limp flesh rag till it spat out grey jizz, grey ribbons of ungrateful sperm, like a ticker tape parade for nobody.
How was that?
It messed me up. I didn't enjoy it, Robin. I've got to tell you, it was unpleasant.
Really?
I didn't like it. It was anathema.
Who was the guy?
He was called Gary. I met him in a gay bar in Soho in London.
Gary Carter?
That's the fella.
No,
Gary Carter.
Seriously, no, it was a guy named Gary.
A guy called Gary. We went into this gay bar. We just went up to him and goes, oh, we're making a documentary to see, is sexuality inherent or is it learned? Do you want me to go and wank you off? That's English for jerk off. Wank you off in the toilet. And he went, yeah. Then we went into the toilet. The cameraman held the camera.
How long did it take for him to come?
Initially I was reluctant, right? Because I was sort of half-heartedly doing it, but you've got to get all the way in the bed. You can't sort of, so I was doing it sort of tentatively.
Did you use lube?
No, I just used my hand and what God gave me. And then he goes, can I touch yours as well? And I goes, oh, fuck off, mate, give us a break. And then the director of the programme goes, go on, Russell, it'll be funny. And because of it'll be funny, that's got me into all sorts of shit all through my life. So I pulled down my trousers and pants, and there my genitals were, like, all sort of limp and rubbish. And he sort of started mauling at them. But then there's some egocentric pride kicked in, and even though I'm not gay, I still thought, I want to be good at wanking off this guy.
Wow.
So I committed to it, and, he finished, and then it's, as I say, he spat his seed, and that was the
but
end of the
other
scenario.
than that, that's the only gay experience.
Yeah, other than that,
Did you
mate,
get excited at all?
No, I found it very, very unpleasant. It so it shows to me that...
So you never came from it?
Oh, God, no, it didn't. It was like, I looked at my genitals, they looked like someone else's, all sort of like Play-Doh, just sort of like chicken skin.
Well, that's a good sign. But you've had you've done it all with women. You've had famous women. You've certainly... Here, I'll tell you your
What
resume.
famous women?
This is my resume.
Let's see. You had Kate Moss. That's great.
There were liaisons. Of course, I don't like to hurt people's feelings by being explicit.
But boy, that's got to be great.
She's like a magical fairy person.
I mean, to see her naked, she is beautiful, stunning woman. I mean, sounds like she's got her drug problems too, but...
I don't know about all that, Howard. She said, I don't know about that, mate, but like she was very beautiful.
How long did you bang her for?
I only saw her a few times. Remember, this was like the precipice of becoming famous. I just got a phone call, she would like to go, would you want to meet Kate Moss?
She called you?
Someone called on behalf of her.
Wow.
And I said, yeah, I would like to meet her. Met her on several occasions, but it was like going out of Elvis. It didn't sort of make sense. I couldn't assimilate it into my
Were you on drugs at that time?
No, I was clean.
You were clean, okay.
Yeah.
You hooked up with Amy Winehouse?
No, there was nothing. Amy's a friend of mine, there's been no monkey
What's going to be with her? Do you think she's going to make it?
She needs to, I think she's such a talented person. I think she'll be all right.
She is talented, no question, but is her demons, are her demons so strong that she'll never survive it? I mean, it seems to me...
I think it's difficult. Hopefully, she's got so much talent. I just hope that she, I hope she will be all right.
But she seems horribly addicted.
Are you in touch with her?
Yeah, she's my mate. Yeah.
Courtney Love, too, another...
She's, again, a friend. There's been no...
Never banged her?
Well, actually, no, Howard. No, we're friends.
It's hard to go from Kate Moss to Courtney, isn't it?
But they all have their qualities.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of girls now. I mean,
so far you've only hit on one that he's done anything with.
I don't know.
Besides talk.
Yeah, you got any other good
Now
ones?
listen, Robin, I didn't make these claims. I didn't swagger in here like a pirate and say I've had sex with loads of famous women. I sat here quietly and talked about sexual abuse in a very sensible fashion for 20 minutes, then was hit with a list.
Well, I mean, there's so
Grey jizz, everything we covered.
Grey jizz popped up, yes.
Here's a sex story about you. Tell me if it's true or false, because your book sounds like it's quite interesting. You had sex with a stripper in your apartment. You've had many hookers. You enjoy hookers?
Yes, I did sleep with a lot of prostitutes, yes.
You did.
You like paying for it?
It's not that I like paying for it. It's just sometimes you sort of, as a younger man, I sort of didn't have the wherewithal to seduce women. And sometimes, you want the final product without so much of the heartache and agony of revealing that you
How much money is a hooker in England?
Well, it varies. I mean, you can spend as little as £30, which is like sort of $50, but then you're getting an experience that will make you feel you're involved in the sex trade. But for more money, you can have like a wonderful, magical illusion and a distraction. I must say, I don't get involved with that
Artie,
sort of business
you
now.
guys have a lot in common. Artie goes to hookers as well.
Hold on, I don't go to prostitutes anymore. Not since I've been clean and serene.
It goes hand in hand with heroin.
It does.
I think.
Yeah. Well, Artie is actually kind of falling in love with one of his prostitutes. She doesn't charge him anymore.
That's magical that's happened to you.
Well, it was
Has that ever
very
happened to you?
special what we have.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it did. I did feel like you always one feels if you cross that line. Once you break down that financial boundary, you do feel like Christopher Columbus discovering new countries.
Yeah, no, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal because that's their livelihood, isn't it?
Sure.
It's not like getting a free meal in a restaurant. It's better.
So
Way
you're,
better.
You're having sex with a stripper in your apartment, and she started complaining to you that you didn't give her an orgasm, and then you spit on her.
Hold on now. Remember, this is when I was on drugs. All these things when I was on drugs. Remember, I'm clean now, so you can't do me for it.
You're a different guy then.
Different guy then.
Is your career exploding at this point because you're having a good run now? After Sarah Marshall, it seems like now Adam Sandler's going to put you in a movie.
Yeah.
Have you shot that yet?
I've done one. I did a Disney film with Adam Sandler, and he's producing a film I'm doing later on this year or next year. Yeah.
Wow. So hooking up with him as a friend has been very, very good.
He's been lovely. Yeah. I must say.
Very good to you. And then also it says here you're about to star in the next Pirates of the Caribbean.
There was some talk about all of that, but I think that's just because I dress strange. I think they thought they could save money on wardrobe. There's no one's ever said have this money.
Anything. All right, so you got that coming up. Then there's a couple other films coming out, right?
Yeah, Arthur, remaking that film Arthur.
Really?
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm playing Arthur.
Isn't that a hard film to remake? Arthur to me was such a perfect film.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
And Dudley Moore was brilliant.
Amazing man.
Isn't it hard in a way to have to try to duplicate that kind of success?
I don't know yet, but like I just think theatre productions get put on over and over again, and sort of if someone offered it me, do you know what I mean? I've got all right, I'm well up for it.
Are you a millionaire at this point?
Yes.
You are? Wow.
Yeah,
Did you make millions in England?
England, like the Booky Wook sold loads, and I do stand-up. I'm a stand-up comic, and you get a lot of money for that.
Right, wow, good for you. Well,
Cheers,
it sounds
Howard.
great. Russell will be signing
So now
copies.
you're here to conquer America?
Just come over here to, just try my hardest, be nice,
Who you
keep
banging
out
now?
of mischief.
Who are you with now? Who are you banging?
I don't have girlfriends. It's not in keeping with my lifestyle. I just sort of try and meet people and have liaisons and quest for love and salvation.
No, but do you ever get into a long-term thing with
No,
them?
it never happens.
You never fall in love?
I do regularly, yeah, but it doesn't has no longevity.
I'm not talking about lust. I'm
talking about love as well. I look at women. Sometimes you think, once you don't believe in God anymore, what's left? There's only love, and I kind of believe in universal love, but also sometimes you think a woman can save you. That's what I think. A woman can save me, and I believe in it, but then it passes.
I see. But
Russell,
it's almost like your character in the movie.
It is. They based it on me. They changed it.
What has your longest relationship been with?
Well, like just sort of, they maybe sort of a few months, 6 months here and
kidding.
there. Yeah, I find it hard to maintain.
To stay
that
maintained.
Kind of, yes, exactly.
Well, who do you hang out with? You got guy friends?
Yeah, loads. I hang around with my mates all the
Yeah.
time, and I've got female friends as well. But it's just I find it hard to be in a conventional relationship.
Why did Bob Geldof call you a cunt at an award
think
show?
he felt that I was one. I guess. I mean, but like I messed
would
him up
someone-
for it though.
What do you mean?
He goes right. Here he goes. I was hosting the NME Awards in London. He goes, Russell Brand, what a cunt, right? And I goes, Bob Geldof there, right? Now, where was my brilliant comeback? He may have what did he say? Like, I don't like Mondays. Oh yeah. No wonder he's such an expert on famine. He's been dining out on I don't like Mondays for 30 years.
And
Not
he
bad,
didn't
right?
like-
One
yeah,
hit.
and he didn't-
No, that was a retrospective. That's what I hit him back with after the cunt thing.
Well, listen, you're on a roll.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I got a question because there's one thing I read that Russell did, and I want to know if when you did this, were you on drugs or not?
Go on, mate.
Did you, after 9/11, the next day, you came in just as Osama bin Laden?
Yeah, I was on crack then, mate.
Were you?
Yeah, so don't carve me up for that. I was on crack, and also it's just because everything was going so mad. I just thought, sort of blew me away a little bit.
You were working
that
at
was
MTV
irresponsible.
at the time. You were on crack, and it was the day after 9/11.
Yeah, it was.
And so you dressed up as Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, that was very, very. I didn't mean no disrespect to anyone, but I was on crack, and it was just like everything was going a bit hectic. And I took my drug dealer to work that day as well, and he was there in the building with me. It was a lot of madness.
Did you get fired for that?
Yeah,
Oh, you
I did.
You
They
lost
sacked
your
me.
job at,
so I paid the price.
You've already paid for that.
in a
one.
way, they encouraged you to be outrageous,
Yeah.
and then you were outrageous, and
Right.
they fired you.
Go on, go crazy. Not that crazy. Get out.
Right. Yeah. Now, that's the problem I have.
That's the game.
That's not fair
Yeah,
to
that's the
someone who
game.
you encourage to be wild.
Yeah, they mislead you. They laugh at you, and then once some glass gets broken, where are they?
Do you think you know the boundaries now? Do you think you know how to play within a certain, or you're likely to do this again?
I want to be successful because I've got ambitions and all that sort of stuff, but I don't want to compromise so that there's no point in doing it anymore. So I'm not myself no more. It's a tightrope act, isn't it? But I don't know. I mean, like all my life, there's been aggro. So if there's problems in my career, it's just the same as when I was a kid. So I can take it.
Well, I'll tell you, Russell, I wish you luck with the new book. It's called My Booky Wook. What does that mean, Booky Wook? That's a British expression?
It comes from like the Clockwork Orange, that Anthony Burgess
Right,
novel,
okay.
and they say eggy wegs and gutty woots and say stuff because I like it because it's got all, as you've said, it's got all those harrowing things in it, all that sort of stuff from childhood, and then it's called My Booky Wook, so it sort of undermines the pathos. But it's mostly a funny book. I just wanted it to be funny.
And the book was a big hit in England.
Yeah,
and,
it sold
they
like 1
published
million
it.
of them. Like, it was number one for ages.
Oh,
Like, yeah, it
fantastic.
did really well.
Is it frustrating to you to be a big star in England and then not be known that well here?
Yeah, it is a bit, mate, because like people in England go, "Oh, do you like it not being famous?" Like, I fucking hate it. Do you know what I mean? Because like I've got used to being famous, and then the kickbacks.
Then you come here and you
No
go,
one knows. No one gives the
Oh.
monkeys. So you have to sort of. It makes you realise though that fame is subjective and meaningless.
I can relate to that. Early in my career, Robin and I were very successful in Washington,
Yeah,
D.C.
yeah, yeah.
In Washington, we had an 8 rating, which is huge in the morning, and I was like this big star. And then I'd come to New York to visit my family, and no one knew who I was.
Yeah, it was like you didn't even exist.
And I said, gee, that sucks. I mean, I got to get to New York so people will see that I'm somebody. It really was very frustrating to me.
Right.
Do you find a difference between American women and British women?
Not in an essential way. I think ultimately we're all the same.
$10. It's a $10 difference.
$10 difference.
No paying for it, Artie.
Yeah, no. I'm done with that.
It's exploitative.
I agree with you. I'm done with that like you.
We must heal ourselves, you and I.
After the MTV Awards, did you get any...
Death threats.
Did you get... No, oh, you got death threats.
Death threats.
Why? What did you say? That
I said some stuff about George W. Bush, and people death threatened me. But I think if you're going to threaten to kill someone, that's just give me a warning.
I think what it is that Americans can make fun of George W. Bush, but they don't like when a guy from England comes over.
I appreciate that now. Yeah, I made a mistake.
You don't care. Is it hard for you to relate to Americans? I mean, you're keyed into the whole British thing. Is it hard to come over here and translate?
I don't think so, because I think things that are really funny are universal. Of course, there's different cultural references, but no, it isn't.
It works
I
out
love
fine.
It.
And no one has problems understanding you.
Nah. Because,
Really?
because I go into an archaic Victorian, oh, hello, darling, nice to see you, sort of go into Dickensian language. People like it. It's
How long is your show? An hour?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. You get up there, you talk, you got the microphone, and you let it go.
Tell some stories that's prepared and then improvise as well and see how it goes, you know.
Very good. And
you like this stand-up thing.
I live for it. It's my life.
You love it.
Yeah,
Because you hear so many stand-up comedians go, "Oh, it's torture. I
Get
hate
me
it.
off
I
the
can't. I
road."
got to get me off the road. I want to be something else. I want to be a." You like it. You like
because
it.
you've got an audience there. There's no censorship. You can do whatever you want to do. You're free in a room with people. You can see their eyes. They can touch you. After the show, you can seduce them. It's magical.
Who was your inspiration growing up in
Pryor, Bill, like when I no, this is when I was older, but the comedians are my Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce, Bill Hicks. When I was a kid, though, it's like more English comedy, 40 Towers, things like that.
I see. And how old were you when you got up on a stage for the first time?
15. I'd done a school play at my normal school that I went to, Bugsy Malone. I was fat when I was a little kid, and I played like Fat Sam in Bugsy Malone.
And when do you say I'm going to go try stand-up comedy? That's a ballsy move.
When after that, I got a grant to go to a drama school. I got thrown out of that drama school because I was a drug addict and I was crazy. And then I started doing stand-up because you're not dependent on anyone else. You can do it on your own.
And you tried it. At first, was it difficult?
Really hard, and I was bad at it because I was on drugs. So I did crazy things. Used to talk about very controversial things and got into fights. Got arrested once. Got hospitalised in Edinburgh. Gashed up all my leg. Had to have my leg stitched up. It was trouble.
Wow. And you're not banging anyone here in America right now?
Well, yeah, I am. Actually, as a matter of fact, some really beautiful people.
And you went to rehab not only for drugs, but for sex addiction.
That's a different world.
Well, why sex addiction? Are you addicted to sex? Do you think there's a problem there?
I think any behaviour that you can't control and that starts to have a detrimental effect on your life could be classed as addiction, whether it's to do with food or sex or anything.
Absolutely. How was sex? Wait a minute. How was sex such a out of control thing? What were you doing?
Well, what it was is my management, who look after me and look after me very well, they'd seen that the drug thing had worked out. Then they noticed I was having sex a lot of the time and I was always on about it or doing it or talking about it, and they thought it was getting silly. So they said, look, you go away for a month to this place. But I got there, and all it is with me is like I meet lots of girls and I love it and I'm passionate about it, but the people there had problems that were much more stark, and like some problems were illegal. So when I got there I was a bit scared by it, but I had to stay because they wouldn't let me leave.
Well, I'll tell you something. You know, I think with you, I don't know you real well, but just hearing you today, I would say, look, you probably had a sex addiction, not for the sex, but you're a people addict. You need to have somebody in your company all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And you need people with you. And not necessarily it's about the sex. It needs you, they actually make you feel good. They make you feel validated, right?
Close,
Something like that?
Maybe
it
it's
sounds
to do
like
with
that.
Yeah.
All right, listen, what the hell do I know?
That's too heavy. Don't end the interview on that. End on a high note.
A high note?
Well, something jolly.
All we've done is...
Because otherwise I'm going to think about, there's been too much therapy.
Ken, you're on the air.
Determine what the problem is. We haven't found a solution.
There's been no solution.
Do they have a lot of... who else is in sex rehab? I would imagine you don't know these sex rehab is these pedophiles, these guys who go away and they like little children.
There was there was a fella there who had married a 15-year-old. There was lots of crazy stuff going there. I found it very hard to sleep at night. I was listening to the floorboards the whole time. I thought I'm going to hear people creeping around. It was an edgy experience, very edgy.
Absolutely. What you describe is so true. I mean, and do you make friends with these pedophiles?
Well, what's difficult is they're sort of quite nice when you know it.
Yeah, they're probably charming.
If you're not a little kid, it ain't a problem if someone's a pedophile. You're out of their remit. Do you know what I mean? You're an adult.
They weren't interested in you.
They left me well alone. I mean, I dressed up in pigtails. I tried everything. Gingham frocks.
Are there women in the sex rehab with you as well?
There was one. She didn't last long. Poor cow.
Yeah, right.
Must have been murder. All that attention.
Did you end up banging her?
No, I didn't actually. She was just there for the first day that I was there. Then she graduated, and one could see why a life of sexual addiction might have appealed to her. You know.
Yes. Well, has your outlook on sex changed since you went to sexual rehab? Do you try to stay in a loving relationship?
No, he doesn't.
No.
I don't try and stay in a loving relationship.
You're still a sex addict.
Well, what I try and think is put other things in my life first. Don't do things that are detrimental to myself or others that upset people. Certainly wouldn't consider paying for sex and all those kind of things. You know, that's what.
Do you wear a rubber when you have sex with women, or do you just can't handle that?
No, I generally speaking really try. Safe sex, I think, is very, very important, particularly when the figures start getting up there. I think you've got a responsibility to others.
With the hookers, yeah. But have you ever gotten a girl pregnant? Have you ever had a kid?
I've no children.
No children. That's a miracle.
No children.
That's a miracle.
Maybe
I know,
there's something wrong.
Hey! That's not on, Robin. I reckon my sperm could drill through that glass.
Yes, Ken, go ahead.
Russell, I never heard of you before, but you're one interesting motherfucker.
Thanks, Ken. You seem like a nice man.
This is one of Howard's best interviews. I mean, I'm going to watch. Anyway.
This is the beginning of Russell's ascent into American pop culture.
We're the start.
I think we just...
Do you think so?
Well, look what Ken just said.
Ken said I'm a lovely motherfucker.
Ken said he didn't give a shit about you. Now he cares about you.
Is Ken
you're interesting, man. This was one of the most interesting pieces of radio in a long time, and I love this show. So,
thanks, Ken.
Well,
that's
hey,
an honor.
That speaks well, and believe me, I'm telling you, if you can win over my audience, you're well on your way.
Wicked.
Now, let me ask you something. You're aware of the Howard Stern show over in London.
Yeah,
what did you think? Did you ever get copies, or what did you do?
I watched that movie. Everyone's aware of this show because it's like an iconic show. And also, when I would sometimes get thrown off of the radio, they'd say he's like the British Howard Stern. Sometimes they would say.
Well,
always when they're getting thrown off.
Well, Russell, you'll be happy to know I'm insane.
Oh, that's lovely. That's comforting.
All right, Russell Brand's book, My Booky Wook, hits stores today. I will have to read this book. Yes.
Quick question. You threw off an Anthony Burgess reference.
Yes, mate.
Quick. Clockwork Orange. That was a great reference, man, and that should be expanded maybe in a future interview again.
Oh, right. Yeah, we'll talk about literature if I ever come back.
How tall are you, Russell?
I'm 6'2", Howard.
6'2". Robin, I think, is quite taken with you.
Are you?
Well, you're cute.
Well, that sounded dismissive, and I'm looking for love.
No, you're not.
I am in all the wrong places.
You would do Robin, would you? Have you ever had a black
Robin's
woman?
good. Yeah, loads.
There are loads of black women.
Because I live in London, and because I like flesh also.
Yes.
Voluptuous people, curvy people, people that are vivacious and brimming with life.
Well,
where
what do you
taste
think,
the
Rob?
life.
Did you guys hook up or what? What do you think?
Look, don't try to match me up here on the
Hey, you know,
show.
like in Midnight Express when she pushes her boobs against that glass. Will you do that, Robin? Oh, come on.
Oh, she does that for all the guests. Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
And great having you here. And I want to
Thank
thank
you
you.
so
And
much.
come back and see us again.
That's very kind of you.
All right, Russell Brand, everyone.
Russell, how'd it go, man?
Oh, it's really nice. He's such a nice person. Yeah, it was lovely. I really enjoyed it. And I do fancy Robin.
Oh, really? Do you think
Yeah.
there's a little chemistry between you two, right?
Did you? Because Howard said that there maybe was. Yeah, because she looks like she'd look after you. But she's probably got a husband, has she?
No, man, she's
Really?
single. She likes younger guys.
Really? Because I'm younger, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
There we go,
Maybe
then.
next
We'll
time
put
you
it
come
out
on,
there.
man.
Why
I'll
leave
let
it
her
that
know.
long? I mean, I ain't going to burst back in there. It's gone well. I don't want to nose it out. But, like, yeah, she's cracking, man. Hello, all right, mate. Hello there, hello.
So, Russ...
Fuck off.
Hey, how's it going, man? That was great, brother.
Nice one. Thanks. Great
You're
to meet
great.
you.
You're hilarious. It sucks I gotta go on after you.
Oh, no.
That was
it's lovely to
great.
meet you, mate.
Thanks, brother. You were great. Thank you.
Nice one,
I love you. I'm a fan of you, dude. When are you playing here?
Thursday, 8 p.m. You can come if you want. Do you
Shit,
want us to
I
hook
love
you
you,
up?
but I'm performing.
You working?
Too. I'm on tour right now.
Of course, right.
But I love you, dude.
Nice one, I appreciate it. That's kind of you to say so. Thank you. Thanks very much. Cheers. Take it easy. Thank you.
Russell,
See you.
so what do you like about doing Howard's show?
Because it's very authentic and honest, and although he's combative, it's only in a sort of he's got a warm heart. You can see he's not like a nasty person. He's warm, but he's just addicted to authenticity and truth. And so if you're truthful, you're all right. Like I think if he was a person that was full of shit or phony, you'd get messed up in there.
You seem to be very comfortable in there.
Yeah.
Meeting him the first time, you were able to talk about a lot.
Yeah, because I'm familiar with his work and everything, and what he's I admire him. So
Cool. So you had a good time today?
Yeah, I loved it.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
All right. Well, good luck with the book.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Artie, I got a question for you. Really, a serious question. Now, you talk about... Shut that off, all right? Seriously, shut it off. No, I want it off, because this is something that shouldn't be... I want to ask... Shut the fucking thing off!
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you The Ronnie Mund Show.
Well, he's 5'6", but he still does security. A player with the women, despite a gray goatee. Yeah, the little Jew jeans got an attitude. Some say he's feisty or just downright rude. He's got a gray suit with a turtleneck, keeping whack packers all in check. We call him old man like he's 84. He's driving a limo shouting, "Let's fuck some hoes!" He's Ronnie Mund and it's the Ronnie Mund Show. He's Ronnie Mund and it's the Ronnie Mund Show. He's Ronnie Mund and it's the Ronnie Mund Show. He's Ronnie Mund and it's the Ronnie Mund Show.
What the fuck, man? What's your problem?
What's up, you Mund maniacs? I'm Richard. And I'm Sal. Welcome back to the show.
I had enough of this camera bullshit. I swear to God, now I had enough.
Leading off this episode, we find Ronnie in yet another one of his little predicaments, as comparisons to a tiny celebrity guest leave Ronnie piping mad.
All right, we got to bring in Vern.
Oh, you're not meeting me?
No. Oh, shut up, asshole.
Ronnie stunt doubles here today. Vern Troyer.
Why do you think that's funny?
I didn't know Vern Troyer had a smaller twin brother.
You don't know why? I'm talking games.
I heard of Mini Mund.
Good.
Mini Mund.
I don't find that funny. Fuck yourself, too. Yeah, sign this fucking thing for fucking charity, please.
Can I sign this motherfucker as Mini Mund?
Buddy?
All right, Mini Mund.
Al?
Don't be a douchebag. Just fucking sign it.
Sorry, I gotta scratch my balls. It's about time for a shave. They're getting hairy.
Asshole.
Mini Mund has mega attitude.
Two of you. Go suck my cock.
Little man, big attitude.
Fuck yourself.
Ronnie Mund, little man, big attitude.
You jackass.
Little man, big attitude.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's fucking nuts.
Will you stop with the fucking signs? Jesus Christ.
What happened to the sign on your back?
There is no sign on my back.
Is there anything on his back? Turn around. There's nothing on his back.
It never got on my back. Greg,
There's nothing on there.
Well, I saw it.
It never made it on my back, though. I know you saw it because you were in there with your buddy Sal, probably.
He got it on the back.
No, he didn't.
Oh, you met the great Ronnie Mund? You have.
I saw it on your back.
How did you see it on my back? So what's the cross? No, he tried to put it on my back. Scott, I saw what you dropped on the floor.
What I dropped?
Mini Mund. Get the hell out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, watch the tape.
Are we here at the great Ronnie Mund? Are we here at the great Ronnie Mund?
Oh, Mini Mund, when will you learn to accept your little body?
That'll happen as soon as he ditches those 3-inch lifts on his shoes.
Look at the lifts on the heels and the back of it.
That's the way the shoes are made.
Come on, dude.
Fuck you, cocksucker.
That guy's got the footwear collection of a teenage girl.
And the phone habits of one. Ronnie is always on the horn.
What's wrong with making a phone call? I can't make a phone call now?
Check out yet another one of Ronnie's important phone calls while on the job.
I'm not saying anything terrible. I can talk on the phone.
And since we're not sure what the other party is saying, let us fill you in on the details.
Whatever. You know what?
I know you. You're no actor. You're not acting for any
No, please. Don't give me no shit now, okay? Hello?
Hi, I'm Mark. What's up, fuckface?
Nothing.
Go fuck yourself, dickhead. Ball bag.
What's that?
Open ears, jackass. What's up, shit pipe?
Really? How
I
many?
just farted. I have black cock fell out of my ass.
Are you kidding me?
And now, let's take a look at a segment we like to call As the Mund Turns.
As the Mund Turns.
The only one that ever gave me
Eye to Four Eye with Howard's Mushmouth media producer.
What's the matter? You can't fucking talk to me?
Oh, no, I thought that was your bit. You can't talk to me.
No, you asked Greg if I made a face. Ask me if I made a face. Yeah, I made a face at you. You're an asshole.
And as we begin this two-part saga, it's obvious that Ronnie and JD's relationship is mired in miscommunication.
Yeah, okay, Mr. fucking bullshit fucking personality over here.
What?
Go away. JD, get the fuck out of here, all right? Seriously. You're a moron.
That's all.
You're a fucking moron. And it's plain English.
But no matter what young JD says, Ronnie's paranoia has taken over his tiny frame. As he's convinced that JD is the prime instigator behind each and every Ronnie-related taunt.
Oh, stupid asshole. Little fucking instigator bitch down there.
Me?
Getting behind the wall.
How am I instigating stuff?
Go away. Just go away.
If
I had the skills of you, JD, I'd be a fucking star right now. But I don't have the skills of you.
No,
I'm just a fucking asshole sitting in Scott's fucking room, okay?
I'm just trying to have a creative conversation.
I'm not as fucking great as you.
Because you yelled at me earlier.
I don't have the skills and ability that J.D. Allmeyer has.
Now,
fucking whore.
Perhaps it's their difference in educational background, preventing them from reaching common ground.
Think I'm stupid? This is a college graduate.
I actually didn't graduate college. I got an associate's degree from a sort of technical school.
You didn't go to college?
Where did you go to college?
I didn't go to college. I never said I did.
Okay, you just got
I went to
everything.
community college for 1 year, okay? Are you happy with that? Are you happy?
I went to community college for a week.
Fucking ass.
By Richard and Sal for his leprechaun-themed turtleneck, it's clear that J.D. is the only one who truly makes him see red.
What are you laughing at?
Damn it! JD's got to get a bodyguard.
I was just standing in the hall.
Yeah, standing with that stupid smirk. Get the fuck out of here.
I can't stand and look and smirk.
And when J.D. attempts to smooth things over, Mr. Limo Driver wants no part of it.
Would you like to apologize for almost injuring me?
No. Absolutely not.
Either way, it's abundantly clear that this quarrel isn't ending anytime soon.
You see how it is trying to, just have a conversation with Ronnie?
I don't want to have a conversation with you.
So, as J.D. leaves dejected, we can't help but wonder, will Ronnie ever be at peace with young J.D.?
You're not okay, and I'm not okay with you.
Will he catch J.D. in the act of instigation? Will this pole dance lover turned pole tosser be able to stop his violent tirades against Howard's timid TiVo guy?
Look at your face, and then you'll know why I want to cut your throat.
Find out next time on
Hope Ronnie decides to go easy on JD. He's really being unfair to that mushmouth. Not me. I'm always down for some nerd bashing.
I wish I was as cool as you.
And who better than old man Ronald? That guy's a legend. And speaking of legendary moments, it's time for
Great Moments in Stern Security History.
On a Tuesday morning in mid-June, Howard Stern and Artie Lang's appetites were growing more ravenous by the minute. Meanwhile, outside of the studio, there was only one man capable of satisfying the king of all media and his portly sidekick's hunger. Ronnie Mund. With his ability to transfer and separate sandwiches into two separate bags, Mund displayed a calm and cool demeanor that only an undersized security guard in a pinstripe suit could. And as he began his triumphant march toward the studio door, the loudmouth limo driver knew a seemingly impossible task lay ahead of him. Maneuvering his way into the crowded room full of bright lights and co-workers alike, Ronnie shut out all obstacles and put his fancy footwork to use, persevering until the two low-fat grilled chicken sandwiches had reached their destination. And while Ronnie may have slipped past his distracted co-workers unnoticed, we say thank you, Ronald. Your commitment to bringing healthy sustenance to funny radio personalities is unparalleled. Stand tall, stand proud, Mr. Mund. Your actions rank among the top in great moments in stern security history.
No average-sized guard could possibly maneuver low-fat sandwiches the way he does.
I'm getting them right now, okay? You just fucking got here.
Sir Ronald, we salute you.
Now let's get back inside Ron's head with another segment of
Mundane Thoughts with Ronnie Mund.
I wonder if I should sing karaoke this year at my block party. Sing karaoke? Are you out of your mind? You remember the Hopey Copey? Don't sing, you moron! Ah, fuck that guy! Everybody loved the Hopey Copey! You were a sensation! Ricky Man sings at all block parties! Yeah! Sensation? You're the laughing stock of the whole block party! First you jumped in the bouncy house, and then you sang Hopey Copey? Don't be a moron! What are you talking about, the bouncy house? Ronnie, you were small enough to play in there with all the other little kids! You were a smash! Fuck this guy! I'm begging you, for once, act your age. Play a little pinochle, dance to some Lawrence Welk like a normal senior citizen would. Fuck this guy! Take those pinochle cards and shove them right up Lawrence Welk's ass! We're doing the Hopey Copey! Yeah, I'm gonna be the star at my block party, singing Hopey Copey and doing karaoke.
Who would have thought Ronnie was facing such inner turmoil? Certainly not me. Now let's get out of Ronnie's head and onto the pavement. Yes, folks, it's time for more of Ronnie on the Street.
It's Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street. He's so cute and just over 5 feet. So come and join Ronnie on the street, yeah!
Hey, it's Richard and Sal, and we're back with another edition of Ronnie on the Street. And today we're going to ask people, what nationality do they think this little whippersnapper is? Hi, how are you, ma'am?
Very well, thank you.
So you see this little guy right here? What nationality do you think he is?
Probably, he looks like a cross between a German or a very unhappy American.
Russian. Something Middle Eastern of some kind.
This looks like a little bit Irish and Spanish mix.
I guess Italian would have been the first one. Greek or Italian.
Looks like an old Italian motherfucker.
What makes you think that?
Because the way he's dressed.
His dress, wearing his look.
He looks like an old mobster, that's why.
I know, it has that fucking arrogant look on his face.
Now, would you be surprised if we told you he's Jewish?
He's not. Is he really?
Now, you ready for a big shock?
What, he's Polish?
He's Jewish.
A Michala at him real quick.
Okay. What's his last name?
Mund.
I'd believe it.
He's really Jewish? Wow, I'm impressed.
Really?
Is he really Jewish?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
You think he looks Jewish?
Not really.
I think he's afraid to look Jewish. Why do you think he has such an intimidating look? Do you think he's doing that to hide the fact that he's Jewish? No, probably because he's so short. I think he's small, he's short, he probably has a small dick.
Why do you think he doesn't want to look Jewish?
Who wants to look Jewish?
He's kind of like a Guido Jew. I would say a Guido Jew.
A Jew-gene.
A Jew-gene. Do you think by him trying to look Italian, he's more appealing to women?
No. I don't think so.
Oh, no, not at all.
You think he's got that tough guy attitude?
I think he wishes he had that tough guy attitude.
You think he's trying to toughen up?
Yeah. And Italians kind of have an image of being cooler, you know? Right. People stereotype Jewish people too much, you know? What do you think of Jews?
I had no problem with them. They never bothered me. They're not as bad as those Jehovah's Witnesses, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it seems a lot of people are confused about Ronnie's nationality. But I think there's one thing we can all agree on. He's an asshole.
Ronnie on the street, yeah!
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode, full of Mund madness.
But there's plenty more madness to come.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
So don't miss the next episode, or we'll sick a 5'7" bodyguard on you.
Don't make the old man throw his back out, okay?
Ooh,
I'm scared.
Okay, here we go. Ronnie on the street. Ron, I can't hear myself. What the fuck are you doing? Here we go. Ready? Fuckface, hit it. It's Ronnie on the street. Ronnie on the street. Ronnie on the street. Ronnie on the street. He's so cute and just over 5 feet. So come and that's one. So come and join. Jesus, my first take. It's Ronnie on the street. Am I taping? So come and join Ronnie on the street. Yeah. I just gotta fix that part. So come and join Ronnie on the street, yeah! I just fucked up that so come and join. Does this sound good? So come and, Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street. Right, so cute and just all. Did it again. Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street. Ronnie on the street. All right, do it. So come and join Ronnie on the street, yeah! That was good, right?
I don't know if I call it good, but it'll work.
Right. Especially for this dog shit episode. Get the fuck out of here, you and your fucking... Leave her out of you and your songs and your movies and your Ronnie shows.
Get the fuck out of here.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Monday's wrap-up show, Sal came in and talked about how he's attracted to Tan Mom, which we thought was odd. He also talked about how Cats in the Cradle makes him cry. Then he cried. And then Benji talked about tasting his own semen, and Ronnie talked about it a little bit too. Very strange day on the wrap-up show. Here's how it went.
Sal's now joining us here. And Sal, you hit a lot of stuff this morning, ranging from your little crush you have on Tan Mom, which I thought was...
I wouldn't say it's a crush.
What would you call it?
Just a fetish.
What's a fetish? Like, what's the definition? Like, why? I mean, I know you know what the definition is. Why do you... I noticed that in you. Like, you have this... You used to watch granny porn, which is not really like 90-year-olds. It's like 60-year-olds. But what is it in you? Did something weird happen in your life that sent you down this path?
I don't know. You know, when I was young, there was one person when I was younger, this woman, she would like tackle me down and like try to get down my pants. And
well, okay, slow down. How old were you when this would happen?
About 9.
And how old was she?
30.
Now, why was she trying to put her hands...
27,
why was a 30-year-old woman trying to put her hands down a 9-year-old's pants?
She just thought it was funny. She thought it would be fun. Like, let me see you wee-wee, and she would tackle me down, and she would do that. But as a child, I would get very upset. I would cry. And then I saw this lady, like 15 years later, actually probably 20 years later at an event. And I went up to her and I said, hey, do you remember when you used to do that to me? And, you know, she got a little, like, red in the face. And I go, would you be willing to do that now? And she thought I was crazy. But I kind of like that. I turned the tables on her and I put her in an odd predicament.
Because if she said yes, nothing would have happened.
No, I think something would have. I would have followed you. Because now, even though...
Experiment over.
The odd thing is that even though I was upset as a child, I now find it hot that she, you know what I mean, that she was going after my penis, which is kind of crazy.
But I think you find it, I think adult Sal finds it hot that she would do it to adult Sal. You don't think it's weird that she did that to a little kid and it might have fucked you up a little bit?
Yeah, that I think so. But it's... Technically, if that happened to me, I think I should be turned off by older women, but I'm not. I'm turned on by them. So when I see, like, Tan Mom, like, she's not necessarily attractive, but, like, neither is Mick Jagger, but there's something about them that women find attractive. You know, it's their essence, their charisma. She has... I'm turned on by wacky charisma, I guess, for lack of a better term. You know, her mouth's all crooked. She seems drunk or inebriated some of the times. You know, she's posing on a beach with her tits flopping out. To me, that it just says that, hey, this is a wild, crazy girl. I like that old, white, trashy woman that will kind of let you do whatever you want to her and get a kick out of it.
If you're attracted to wild, crazy, sort of off-kilter women, why'd you marry a beautiful girl?
Because I'm attracted to wild, crazy, off-kilter women for the moment. This is not somebody you want to drag home. Like, you know, like look at porn stars. I mean, they're willing to stick wiffle ball bats up their ass. You don't want to walk down the aisle with them. Everything has their moment.
So these
you don't take the circus home with you. You go, you pay the ticket, and you get entertained.
So the crazy women are more your fantasy.
Fantasy, absolutely. So Tan Mom being loose on the beach, a vagina half hanging out, a tits out. It's like, wow, this you can have a lot of fun with this crazy broad, you know?
Let's talk about the Long Island psychic. Is it psychic or medium? I want to make sure
it's
I get
the
it
Long
right.
Island medium. Teresa Caputo.
Medium.
The
okay.
LIM.
All right. Sal, you've been pitching her hard for months now. In our writers' meetings, I know you believe, you think she... And you had told me about Westbury Music Fair, how you were like, wow, like you were a little skeptical, but after then you became a believer. That's fair to say?
It confirmed it. That I'm a believer. I was on the fence, and when I went to Westbury Music Fair with 3,000 people, the way she would pick out people. I know, if you make a generic comment, somebody died of a heart attack, 3,000 people, somebody's going to stand up. She specifically would point to people and then say how the person died.
But I want to ask you a question, and I'm not saying the Long Island psychic does this. In my mind, she's a psychic, okay?
Medium.
A
She
medium.
talks to the dead.
A medium. But why... say somebody else did this act, right?
Right.
Why wouldn't... What makes you so sure that there aren't plants in the audience?
There could be. There really could be. But I think that if she were to come on the air and she were to do some reads, or if you were to meet her personally, let's say your family members were to meet her personally, Gary, I think that possibly she would turn believers into some of us.
But wait a second. You said the second part, that she could make me a believer, but you didn't answer the first part.
Which is what?
That you're just... It's a leap of faith for you to believe that it's all real.
No, I'm confident that it's real.
But
Now
why? Why are you so confident?
Did you believe in psychics before? Or mediums?
I did. As a kid, I would always watch George Anderson, which was on Channel 6. It would follow Jackie's comedy show, and he would scribble on a pad. And I went to see him. Hello? I went to see him, and it didn't turn out that well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believed someone in John Edwards, and then I saw that whole special where, they were miking the audience, and then it turned me off. So I believe these people have somewhat of a gift, but I think that Teresa has the ability to really, she has an extraordinary gift where she's able to fine-tune it. And
don't all the psychics fine-tune it? Don't they all? When John Edwards had that show, didn't he know things that only he could know?
Yeah, I guess what makes her different than anybody else who is a psychic or medium?
I can't really put my finger on it. There's just something about her that I think is quite fascinating. And again, being that I saw her live at Westbury Music Fair and what she pulled off was just like, it's just one of those things. It's a phenomenon. You really can't explain it.
And Howard told you, no more Long Island medium. She's not going to be on. We're done.
That I got. But I've always I listen to Howard. He's made me a believer in a lot of things. Like he's changed my point of view on certain things. But this is something where I'd like to do just the opposite. I'd like to make Howard a believer in possibly this.
See, but you're not interested in investigating whether what Howard's saying may or may not be true. You're so sure it's true. You want Howard to understand it.
I would love for Howard to say, "Wow, this." I don't have an explanation for this. I'd love to put Howard in that situation.
I didn't know that Cats in the Cradle was your Achilles heel there when it came to crying.
Being a father, 3 kids, it's a no-brainer.
Well, actually, it's not. I think that again, to explain to you why...
Gary, you're not in my head. You can't explain
you're a good father. I think it's because you didn't have a great father. The song is sad to you.
It might be that, but I also think that whenever my son wants me to do something, the first thing that pops in my head is Cats in the Cradle. And I'm thinking I better do this because I don't want to be at a point in my life where I'm going to regret not sharing those special moments with my son.
Like someone you know really well.
Like my dad, right. That I get it. But I look at it's just a sad thing. The whole thing is
What
horrible.
specific part of the song gets to you?
At the end.
When the kid has no time for his dad,
right?
When he's old and decrepit,
right? I don't want to talk about it.
You would get emotional
because there would be nothing worse for a father to hear his son saying, "I don't have time for you." It's just horrible. It's just horrible.
Wait, are you talking about the part where he says he grew up just like him and he makes
then
that?
his father's right, and I never, I don't want to talk about it. It's just, there are some people you don't want to be like.
Hey, Sal, why don't you seriously, and obviously it gets too emotional, but why don't you sing the last few lines? I'm not trying to make a dick out of you.
I don't get to the point.
Why don't you go through it?
I couldn't sing it.
Yes, it'll be fasting on the air, but why don't you go through it right now?
I can't sing it because I shut it off.
Well, don't sing it, just say it.
Have you ever listened to the entire song?
It's not trying to make you a
Of
dick.
course I have. And then when it gets to the end, it's just horrible. I mean,
the end, he realizes that he's turned into his dad, even though he didn't want to be that.
My makeup's running.
But it always does. But do you think? You've gone out of your way to not be like your dad. So I don't understand why it would get to you there. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're great with your kids, and you do take the time. So why would it tear you up?
I don't know. Just the thought that I think I have a fear that I might end up that way. Like, I might do that.
Well, if you haven't already, you probably won't.
I haven't.
You probably won't. I just came up with a great game for the show. I think that Sal should be in one isolation booth, and I should be in the other one.
Who breaks first?
And we should play the songs that make us cry and see who breaks first.
I think a lot of fathers feel that way about Cats in the Cradle.
Have you ever, like, because like Gary's saying, you sort of said it's, that a lot of people think it's more about what you went through as a kid. Have you ever talked to your dad about it at all?
No, there's no talk. That's not happening. Not happening at all. I went to a therapist, and he brought up all the father stuff, and you know what? I even bailed on therapy.
But why?
Because I just didn't want to go there. I felt like I was just digging into a barrel, and all the gunk was coming back up.
I think that's what they do, and then you're supposed to clean the barrel. And
yeah, I dumped the barrel and I threw it in the river.
Well, that's supposed to be healthy though, because you get it out and you confront it, and then you can kind of deal with it.
Right. I think I deal with it now. I get along great with my dad. I've forgiven my father, and that's it.
But here's the thing that's weird that a therapist would talk to you about. You're forgiving your father, but your father has no idea what you've forgiven him for.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Did it happen the first time you heard the song? Like at what point did it click in?
As my children got older and as I got more involved in their activities, like my son with football, my other son is a drummer, stuff like that, and when. That's primarily it. As my children are growing and as I'm with them and involved with them, now when the song comes on, it affects me.
When your dad sees what you do now, I mean, how successful you've become, I'm sure he's proud of you. He's told you that, right?
Yeah, he's definitely proud of me. There's been a little, backlash here and there. He was at a wedding and my cousin's a comedian, so he goes, Sal right now, he's in Las Vegas doing comedy. What are you doing? Like he says that to my cousin.
Right.
He goes, oh, yeah, your big shot son who just last week kissed another man's asshole on the air for 20 million people to hear. So my dad kind of was like, walked away. Well, and I was proud of my cousin. I'm like, good.
Yeah,
why would you do that? You're prodding somebody.
Right. If you're going to be contentious, you got to be willing to take the shit.
Right. I learned that the hard way in this show, that's for sure. But but for the most part, yeah, my dad's very proud, a little bit too proud. Everywhere I go, I'm like, Dad, please trust me on this.
How come there's no Sal the Stockbroker wine available?
He wants to open up Sal the Stockbroker restaurant.
And what would I get there?
I don't know. I have no idea. But he goes like, we should open a restaurant called Sal the Stock. I go, that's ridiculous.
I think that was an episode of The Honeymooners.
Really?
Yes.
Probably.
Would you do that?
No, not Sal the Stockbrokers.
I know you love to cook. Your father loves food. I mean, that could make sense.
He says it to my son. We're on a cruise. He goes, Antonio, what would you name a restaurant if we opened it up? And Antonio goes, how about Antonio's? And he goes, no, you idiot. Sal the Stockbrokers. And I'm like, Dad, it's your grandchild. And I turned to him. I go, it'll be called Antonio's. But no, I'm not going to name something Sal the Stockbrokers.
But that example shows you're a good dad.
Well, I try to be, yeah, in that sense. But yeah. I am.
All right,
I know that part. It's stuff that I grew up with is a little different. That's all. But maybe it's a combination of what Gary said, the way I grew up versus the father that I want to be.
feel for you though. When you I've had a lot of conversations with Sal off the air with his family stories, and I feel for him. He took a lot of shit.
Yeah, but it's all good. It makes you who you are.
Yeah, that's a great thing to not deal with it.
Yeah.
I had a guy who used to work for me used to say the same thing. My father made me that way, right? That's why I'm as good as I am. My dad helped me out by yelling at me.
Well, for some people, it's too painful to confront. It's easier not to go there to get through the day. I get that.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, Benji, let's talk about getting through your day. Today, you revealed to Howard that you tasted your own cum, and Howard thought you were out of your mind.
Well, what I said was, which I think most guys have probably done out of curiosity, is I put my tongue against it out of curiosity because I know girls eat it and saw what the taste was. I would find it disgusting also if I think about it.
That would be tasting it, but was there anybody?
No. I said I put my tongue against it. The same.
Against
way
what?
Have you ever put your tongue against your arm when you're sweating?
Yes. So you put your tongue against your dick?
No, yes.
No, I'm not getting
I'm
it.
incredibly flexible.
I don't know. You put your tongue against what?
My guess is you probably jerked off.
I did this thing where you rub your penis,
Right.
and then you orgasm,
Right.
And I had ejaculate,
Right.
and an ejaculate was on my hand.
Got it.
And I was curious, like, 'cause I know women taste it, so I put my tongue against it just to see what it was like. Yes, if I ate it, it would be
So
disgusting.
you licked your own cum without moving your tongue.
What?
You licked your own cum without making the licking motion.
I put my tongue against it.
Yeah.
I think
So you
most.
licked it.
I would think that's not that rare to have done that.
Sal, you think that's rare?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, Sal, come on, come clean. Literally.
I can't follow Benji's story.
But you have a story.
It's just the same. It literally is word for word. The odd thing is, like Benji says, it's not rare. It's same thing happened to me. I was curious. I just gave it a little dab with my tongue. I was 15 years old. I was at my grandfather's house, and he makes his homemade wine, so I was drinking one day, and I was 15. At that time, I was jerking off like a wild monkey, and I was in the bathroom. I jacked off again. I was drunk. I'm like, let me give it a little, just let me see what this is all about, and I gave it a little taste. That was it.
How would you
What's weird is
describe
when
the
it's Sal and I've done it for each other.
How would you describe the taste?
I really don't remember. I really don't. I really couldn't tell you. I mean, I could tell you it was salty and gooey. I don't. I really couldn't say that.
Benji, any recollection?
I can't say that.
Sal's or mine?
Yours.
Sal, salty. A salty kind of thing.
We've all kissed a chick after she's
Yeah.
blown us.
I haven't done that.
It. You never got a hint of your own jizz? Never.
I've gone out of my way not to do that, and I'm not passing judgment. It's just I don't have a curiosity there. And yeah, I've been yelled at by women. I just did that thing for you, and now you won't kiss me. And I'm like, yeah, all right, guilty as charged.
How about you, John?
John, yeah.
80 blowjobs. They never came back up and shared a little bit of your own sauce?
No, I've kissed the woman afterwards, but I don't know. I didn't recognize a taste one
You
way or
did,
the
but
other.
you ignored. You put it at the back of your head. We all get that.
You've never even tasted the mouth tastes a little different from your cock?
I truthfully never.
Everybody
didn't
gets a
notice.
zing of that salt water that hits the back of your mouth. Like, okay, let's just move on. It's like when a girl queefs when you're having sex. You pretend you didn't hear it. When you taste
No,
it,
you
your own.
don't. You expose it and make fun of her.
No. That's not a good idea.
I've never tasted jizz.
I have.
When did you taste your own cum?
He didn't say his own.
I didn't say. Well, yeah, kind of.
How so?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a long story. You don't have enough time.
We got time. We
Well,
can go.
you
late.
You don't have enough time.
You haven't tasted anyone else's.
We can
have
go
you?
late.
What?
Don't worry about it.
You haven't tasted anyone else's.
Not
have
a
you?
guy's. What the hell is wrong with you? Not a guy's. Have I tasted my own? Yeah, I got this thing that I do with girls, So
What thing?
You're not into felching, are you?
What?
Felching?
What the hell's that?
That's great.
That's something I don't know. What is felching?
You people look it up. It's so disgusting.
What is it? Quick, man. We don't have much
Actually,
time.
Ronnie, let's
You
hear.
talking about snowballing?
Hold on. Let's
Sort
see
of.
what Ronnie
No.
has to say, and then maybe we can match it up.
So
What's-
I got this.
what's your
I
thing?
got this thing that I do with girls that you take the head of your dick, and you take the little.
Hurry up.
There's a lady in the room.
Oh,
man.
well, I got a minute.
It usually is when you do it, too.
And you take your little pee hole, right?
Yeah.
And you put it like right on her nipple of her boob.
Okay.
Right? And you like rub it around. It gets them all turned on. And of course you have a little leakage from your,
It's called urine.
Yeah. No, not urine.
Pre-cum?
Yeah, pre-cum.
Pre-semen.
You get a little pre-semen, and then, if you happen to, suck on the girl's boob, you're tasting your own stuff.
What
Dude,
does it
how
taste?
big
What
are-
does it what does it taste like?
What?
What does it taste?
It's a little
like?
salty.
Is it like bitter or you
No,
don't
it's a
mind?
little salty.
Okay, sorry. What are you gonna say?
It's like salt water,
How
kind of.
big is your dick hole that you could
No,
wrap it around a nipple?
No, you don't wrap it around it.
I'm thinking like a largemouth
Idiot.
bass. Your
Idiot.
cock must look like a fish.
You don't wrap it around it, idiot.
You poke the nipple through your dick hole. You
Yeah,
poke.
well, as much as you can. I'm not saying you wrap it around it.
I think you stick in the dick hole right into the
Yeah,
nipple.
what do you think? It's like a pencil eraser you stick in there?
All right, we gotta go.
All right, and with that, we're going to wrap up this edition of the Wrap Up Show. On Tuesday's Wrap Up Show, I had a new co-host. Yes, Natalie Naines co-hosted the Wrap Up Show. We talked about Gary, we talked about her performance, we talked about a lot of stuff, and Natalie has a lot of opinions. Enjoy. Natalie, you were a huge part of the show today. We're going to discuss your appearance and how you really feel about Gary and how Gary feels about you. I think we should break that down. And, of course, how you feel about Howard, who I know you love.
Yes.
Howard is not looking forward to his trip to Chicago. And with AGT, it's wearing him down, it seems. And, he's got that and the Vegas week and a couple other things before things kick in at Radio City. And sometimes Howard complains about doing something, but then he gets there and he's okay. He always makes the best of it.
Right.
But could you sense that he was a little, worn down or wary of what he has going on this week?
Well, he always complains when he has to travel and fly. But I asked him if he was liking the show less this year. And he said no, just the schedule. He regrets not having his time off. And I regret these 2-day weeks.
Yeah, I know you do. I think he misses, and yes, don't call in and say, Howard's getting paid very well to do AGT. We all know that. But when you're doing this show, and then during the off time, you're doing AGT, you're not leaving a lot of time for you.
And Howard doesn't, for me specifically, really.
Yeah, for Natalie, exactly.
That's everyone's problem. But Howard, what was I going to say? Shoot. Howard, crap, it left my mind. I'm sorry.
We're talking about
something brilliant, I'm sure.
His vacation time, if you will.
Oh, yes. And I was just going to say, Howard doesn't need the money. He did it because he loves the show and he loves that. But I don't think he likes being pulled 2 different directions, which I can relate to.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, too much.
Gary knows that Beth doesn't want to sleep with him, which we learned in that game. Howard reassured Gary that she doesn't want to sleep. But I don't think Gary was under any false
I missed the game because I was probably traveling here. What was the game?
It's who would your wife bang and who would be the least likely to bang on staff.
And they
Beth
asked
played, and Beth said Gary was the one she would bang.
Really?
And who did she pick tonight? Sal. Sal was the least likely. But Beth then said she was just doing it. Like, she doesn't really want to bang anybody here.
Right. Well, I got it. You got to answer the question.
Yeah.
How do you answer that question?
Who on the staff would I bang?
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
But it can't be Lisa G because she's a girl. You got to just
I have to bang one of the guys?
Yeah.
Well, Teddy's kind of cute.
Okay.
I think. Look, everybody knows it would be Gary. I mean, that's no surprise. to
Right.
anyone,
Well, you
right?
guys are already banging.
Yeah.
But outside of Gary, who would be the next? It would be Teddy?
Yeah, probably Teddy.
And who would be the worst?
The least likely to bang? That's
coming
tough.
in right now.
No. Maybe, that's a tough call. I'd have to really think about
Come on,
that.
John.
No, I'm
the
giving you an
audience is
answer.
waiting for you
I'm sure
to
it's basically
ask Natalie who she would do.
I'm getting to Natalie. Oh, Jason. Thank you, Teddy. Definitely Jason.
who
Same
would
question
be
to
the
you
last?
now, Natalie.
Huh.
And don't say Howard because that's a cop
Howard
out.
will be out. Okay. I'm going to go with Gary. Just kidding. I'm going to go with Will. Will's a cutie pie.
You like Will?
Yeah. Hate to be typical.
Yeah.
But Will's a cutie
That's
pie.
everyone's answer. That's why I said Teddy instead of Will.
Sorry.
Least
and then
likely?
least.
Be honest.
Oh, I will be. I'll go with Sal too. Sal's handsome, but only because he's just so creepy and just seems so fucked up as far as his view on women and stuff. I couldn't enjoy myself.
Let's go with Celebrity Superfan, which I listened to and I really enjoyed. I think you and Probst do a great job, and it was a good panel.
He does a really good job for not listening to the show, don't you think?
No, I know Probst is a big fan, and
He is.
and I was surprised with the Pieces of Vinyl thing because he did watch our show, so that kind of threw me a little bit. But that being said, you feel like not everyone. Now, look, you're a unique super fan. You could
A
take
freak,
on.
you can say it.
No, you could take on the regular super fans and hold your own. I think.
I could be on the regular Superfan roundtable.
But you say Andy Richter, who I thought was fantastic on Celebrity Superfan,
Yeah.
really knows it. You could tell when people listen to the show 6 to 10, 30, or however long it goes, right?
He knew everything, absolutely. And Krista Miller listens all the time as well. And then who was the other one? Danny
Zucker?
Danny Zucker seemed to be for real.
And I thought Jason Alexander, he had to leave early, but I thought he was good. I thought he was good on the show.
He was knowledgeable, but not about current stuff.
So he was going back to the old stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a listener he is.
And you're saying
I know.
Knoxville is a poser or is not a poser? Let's get this straight.
I actually wasn't. He did give me the blank stare on Pieces of Vinyl. He didn't know Pieces of Vinyl. So
Mhm.
I'm going to have to go poser.
Wow.
But
That'll-
cute poser.
That makes it okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. We're forgetting. Oh, Cordry. Cordry's a...
He seemed like a true fan as well.
And I think you've talked about this with Howard before, though. But when you meet somebody and you find out they're really a Howard fan, they go up like 100 notches in your eyes, right?
Absolutely. Well, we're just going to have something to talk about, which is fantastic. I never go out, but I go to that Jimmy Kimmel party every year because that's my peeps.
And how was the Kimmel party this
It's
go around?
fun because we all talk Howard and everybody knows everybody because of that. And it's just fun.
Yeah,
You walk in and know you're on the same ground, whatever that term is. Now I feel like JD.
Common ground?
Common ground. There you go. Thank you.
And how deep did the conversations go? I mean, you could talk anything. Like, can you tell when people are like, yeah, they like Howard, but they really don't know the show, versus somebody who can, break down Benji's Vortex, for example?
I think I'm just drawn to the people I know are already super fans, so that's kind of who I go talk to. Ryan Philippe, and he's cute
Another
as well.
cute
But
one. There seems to be a pattern here, Natalie. Do you talk to any ugly super fans?
Let me see. Yeah, I talked to a couple.
Okay, just checking. What's the approach with Howard, though, at that party? Is everyone kind of stepping back, or does anybody, move everyone out of the way to go talk to him?
I don't know. I am just sort of excited to be in the environment with a bunch of super fans, but Howard, I heard him complaining about the party and that he does, first of all, his timeline, he spent 30, 45 minutes talking to everyone. He was there for 9 hours, I think, after that recap. But he complained about it. But I have to say, what nobody pointed out is Howard and Beth are standing at the entrance of Jimmy's house, greeting everyone. It was like a wedding reception. So to say he got stuck outside, that's kind of where he placed himself.
I see.
Because he is a very gracious guy, and he is, I'm sure thankful, or just at least gracious, that Jimmy threw him this party. But they do stand there like the welcoming committee. So for me, I just felt like I had about a minute, and then my job was to just go inside. So I felt like I was following the protocol, but I guess he talked to other people longer. But I'm just excited. I don't want to be on Howard's radar to talk about from the party. So I kind of say hi and be all nice, and then I go talk to everyone else.
Now, somebody else at the party this year was Gary. With
Mary.
That's right. Let's talk about Gary for a second, because he's not here. And then when he comes in,
that's the best time to talk about
Of course. But I can't tell. I know you like breaking Gary's balls, no doubt about it. But I can't tell if there's something more there or not. That's the weird thing on the show. You can tell when someone's kind of getting in your face just because you want that reaction. But then sometimes it's like, no, I really do think you should be doing this, this, and this. How do you really feel?
Well, I like Gary fine, but what I say about the things that bug me are real. But there's things about my husband that bug me. That doesn't mean I don't like him. Gary likes to just put a big blanket on the whole thing. She doesn't like me, and just dismiss what I'm saying. But no, I like Gary fine.
How do you think he feels about you?
I think he probably doesn't like me.
And do you care? Does that bother you?
Yes, I care. I want Gary to like me, but I won't lose sleep over it.
It seems like, again, in the last Celebrity Superfan, when they asked you the question, it was teed up. I knew you were going to say Gary, and Gary was there. It wasn't like he was, back here listening.
Well, yes, I do go at it, but part of it is because I do have something to say. But I, like Howard, feel the same. I just feel the pressure to make it entertaining, and I did feel like the show was kind of safe and just a bunch of celebrities being very safe and saying the right thing, and it was a bit of an eye roll. So I sometimes have to put myself out there just to do what I think is interesting radio. So yes, I got very honest. It was hard right in front of Gary's face. And then after the fact, I realized, oh, shit, that's Mary on the couch. And I felt bad. But then I decided, if I had recognized that was Mary before then, I would have got her on the mic and asked her if Gary's like that at home, and if she feels like he listens to her.
And when you were criticizing Gary today, Howard jumped right in. He wasn't exactly disagreeing with you.
Well, that's the funny thing, too. Howard has been making fun of Gary for years and years and years and years and years. But he has lots of lead time on me.
I walked in and you're saying
making
that.
Up for a long
but why?
Well, do we really? Do you want me to go through the reasons that he makes fun of you?
No, but you were saying he makes fun of me, which I'm aware of.
Right, but I'm saying it doesn't seem to bother you. You still.
Well, he pays me.
Right, that helps. I've got $1.
You do it for free.
But Natalie was saying, like her husband, she'll pick on him sometimes if she feels like he's out of line, or
Well, he's married to her. He has to take her shit.
Do you take Mary's shit? That's my
sometimes.
Question.
Yeah, I do. Don't you take some of his shit sometimes?
Absolutely.
That you wouldn't take from somebody else because you're not married to them.
Well, you know what? Actually, I think I'm pretty good at maybe trying to listen to what people would say about me and
I like how you brought
let it sink in.
How you brought that back to me.
But
I like how you tried to take it away from you.
Natalie likes to mix it up, and she likes you.
She's got an opinion. She's got an opinion,
and she likes you. But I know you think you're not sure, sort of where Natalie comes in.
Sometimes it's hard. Natalie's got an interesting move because because Natalie's cute and she's got a big smile and she has a big laugh, which you can sometimes use all those while you're putting the knife in.
Well, listen, some people get the knife without the laugh.
Oh, that sounds ugly. That
is.
sounds terrible.
I wouldn't want to
It's
get
rare.
that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get that.
I scare myself.
But
when that happens.
you're very disarming because you could take a shot at somebody but you're a sweet person.
Well, and also I think I'm just I listen to the show so much that
Right.
I feel I know you guys more than you obviously know. So you're looking at me like,
who's
this singer having all these opinions about my ass?
But like a super fan.
Yeah.
You don't really know us.
Right.
But
That's what I'm saying.
right.
This is just, I know you from the show and I'm
Right.
wrapped up in this world, so I feel open to say it because that's what the show is about. And I get the show and I'm just having fun.
Take a guess who Natalie picked on most likely to who she'd bang on the staff and least likely. Who do you think?
Well, Howard would be most likely.
Howard, we
He was
eliminated.
out.
Fred. I would think she would bang Fred.
Fred didn't get the vote.
Wow, because I'm trying to think of if we're going for looks or like respect of like who she thinks is funny.
Looks.
So Will?
You got
okay,
it.
good. And least would have to be, sorry, but I think it's Benji.
No. It's not actually.
Scott the engineer?
No, Sal, just because he's so weird and fucked up about girls, I couldn't enjoy
wouldn't-
myself.
You couldn't bang a guy who wants to bang Tan Mom?
I couldn't bang a guy who wants to fuck a girl, have the I'll never forget, this was years ago. Sal said his dream was to fuck a girl and then for the power to go out, and he kicks her out of his house naked on the front steps with I don't know what electricity had to do with
Wow.
it, but the power had to go out apparently for her to have to leave, and that was just so angry.
Well, you
so
missed
fucked up.
You missed the other. I don't know if you heard the other day, but Sal talked about he likes a woman who wants to be humiliated. So humiliating a woman is not good. But if a woman wants to be choked and spit on, that's awesome.
Right. I did hear that, of course.
Now, whose sexual antics do you sort of like, dislike, whatever it might be? You talked about Sal's a little bit. We understand. Lately, you've getting a lot of stories from Ronnie Mund about his sexual expertise.
I love listening to Ronnie.
What do you think? Is Ronnie a pro? Does he know what he's doing there?
I have no idea.
Or you're completely put off by what he has to say?
I'm taking his word for it, but I just love listening to Ronnie and picturing my grandfather because Ronnie is a grandfather.
He is.
And oh my God, I've never met a grandfather like it.
Ronnie is one of a kind.
He is.
When you come out of the studio, Natalie, when you're done and you have to go talk to Lisa,
It's hard.
awkward, totally phony, partially phony.
No, who?
Both of you.
No, she's not phony. She seems a little pissed at me, but listen, again, it's not the same as with Gary. My stuff towards Lisa G is probably a little more passionate, but listen, I don't know Lisa G. I just know her from the show, so I'm commenting on her character on the show. But it is weird to see her in front of her face because I don't like to be mean to people, and I don't want people to think I'm mean.
I have a question for you about Lisa, because Lisa came to me today, and I was running around and hear everything, and she said, I just want you to know that Natalie did ask me to perform with them, but there wasn't going to be a dress rehearsal, and that's why I turned it down.
That's not my problem. Yes, that is true.
But if you were Lisa,
But that's not. But I think Lisa thinks that's why I think she's not a team player because she didn't play with us.
Well, I think it's crazy to have the opportunity to play with you, dress rehearsal or not. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? In hindsight, well, first of all, the tour I thought that would be a great idea on was when we were opening up for the Eagles, and then when I gave it more thought, I was like, wait, maybe that's not a great idea. These are not necessarily all Dixie Chick fans, and Dixie Chick fans are not necessarily Howard Stern fans. So I think maybe I would have been the most entertained person on the stage, and what I'd wanted her to play on was "Not Ready to Make Nice," which is kind of our biggest song. So probably that wouldn't have gone over well. That wasn't a good.
So why don't you think she's a team player?
Because she just can't laugh. She just can't take it and just laugh it off. She just gets very curmudgeon-y and spinster sounding, and just laugh. Even if you're not going to do it or participate in whatever it is, you can still just have a sense of humor about it and be a little funnier. She's just so, I don't know. Part of me wants Lisa G's pretty and thin and all of these things, but I don't know. I wish she wasn't so. Nobody's ever going to be good enough for her. She just seems like one of those girls that the guys. She's always going to be better than the guy.
Do you think she'll ever marry?
I hope she does, but I don't know. I don't know. Do you?
I think you get to a certain point, if you haven't gotten married, then you probably don't need to. I think that in her mind she'd like to, but she's often said on the show it's not the big deal for her anymore. She doesn't seem to care. And if you don't care...
But do you believe... I'm fine with women who are like that, because, yeah, women don't need a man, and you don't need that to be happy in life, but I don't know. She doesn't seem like a super happy person that doesn't need a man.
I think she's... I sometimes wonder if she's one of those people who's like still a girly girl that dreams of the big wedding rather than the actual marriage.
Right.
You know, I think she would love to have the big wedding and all the stuff that goes with it, but doesn't necessarily want to be married afterwards.
And you know, here's a good show idea for you guys. I'm always wanting to meet Lisa G's parents. Like, I really want to know where she came from, what her dad is like to her mom. I don't know. I really want to sort of analyze how she got to this.
That's a good 101 show. Meet everybody's parents.
I don't know if you knew. Well, of course you didn't know this, but you really made Steve Brandano's day.
I did.
Fighting for the Black Keys, number one.
I know.
But the song.
And the song.
Steve, come
get on there, Steve.
Steve was like riveted because he says it's probably his favorite song of all time.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I really love that song. I mean, it's got some personal stuff with it too, but it's just such a. I mean, I love that song. I love that song. But yeah, you did a beautiful job. I was like, I don't know. I was worried. I'm like a girl singing it, and I was nervous. And I don't know, like a minute and a half in, I turned to Gary and I was like, she's got it. She's got it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
And mentioning the Black Keys was well too, because he's not going to hear it from me. He's not going to listen to me. So thank you.
And you also said Steve says a lot of other crazy shit, which is true.
Well, because who's the band? You like some band that I'm just like, oh.
I probably like a lot of bands that people
I would
are
be
like, whoa. But yeah.
But you're so right about the Black Keys.
Thank you.
And they are the rock band of this generation. I mean, they just are. You have to have it on just for the history of Howard.
That's what I try to tell these guys. But
We've pushed that in meetings a lot, and I've gone as far. I actually got Howard to watch CBS Sunday Morning did a beautiful piece on them, and I was like, but I don't know. He's just like, I don't really listen to them, and it's not like they're super dynamic as an interview, but I think they're interesting.
But they might be. I mean, they have interesting divorces. I just started researching them a little bit, not for the show.
How great would it have been if you came in today and you were backed up by the Black Keys?
What if I brought them?
That's such a great idea.
I should have. Well, they live in Nashville. If they lived here, I could have done that.
Sounds like you're getting ready to pitch them though for the show. I mean, you did some research and
the drummer. Hello.
Patrick.
I was just reading about his first wife and that whole divorce, and she, I guess, fancies herself a writer, and she's written like major articles about their divorce.
Brought this stuff
See, I didn't even know.
Yeah,
it's very. So I'm like, ooh, there's definitely stuff to talk about. But regardless, the sound that they can make to people. I mean, it's White Stripes. It's a level of talent that is just hard to come by.
You have to just make an album with them and then bring them in as your backup.
Happily.
We almost got Ben Harper in here today.
What happened to Ben?
He's just chicken shit. And I plan on telling him all about it.
Oh, you should.
I will.
Gus in Connecticut, you're on the wrap-up show.
How are you?
Good.
Great, Gus.
I'm a huge fan. I'm glad that Steve Brandano approves of your music and the quality, and I'm sure you're relieved because of that. But I got a question. The last couple appearances that you had,
yes.
you have gone a little softer with your music. Do you think that your voice has gotten a little weaker as time has gone by?
Yes. Definitely. No. And what do you mean softer with my music? Fuck you. Just kidding.
See, I don't think he said up here he thought you've gone more mellow, but I don't think that's it at all. I think it's gone more
reverse.
Cerebral would be a better word.
Thank you.
I was going to ask, how long have you been listening to the show?
Like consistently, like a freak since 2005.
So, because this may have been discussed last time you were on, but when Howard was sort of not siding with the Dixie Chicks, were you a listener of the show?
So. At that time when he berated us and called me a fat pig, I did not live in a city where I got Howard.
So after that, what made you come to the show? Because I know if I listened to a show where somebody called me a fat pig and berated me, I might not go back again.
Yeah, who turned you on to the show?
Well, I'd listened to it before that because I lived in Dallas for a little bit and he was on there. But it was more, I would hear maybe for an hour in the mornings while I was getting ready. And then when I lived in Austin, he was on the radio there, so I got to hear him some. But I've never listened to the show or shows where he was so horrible to us. But I just love Howard, and I felt this connection with him just as far as the FCC goes, and just as far as standing his ground and sticking to his guns about freedom of speech and media and things like that.
So when you started listening to the show, had he already begun the turnaround for you guys? Because it was
in 2005, yeah, he had. But that's not when I started listening to the show. That's just Sirius makes it to where you can be a fanatic fan because it plays all day, and now with the app, it's the best because I can pause it and fast forward and rewind, and it's the best.
Tim in Ohio, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, I was wondering if Natalie would pull a David Arquette and sit in the show for a week, and to follow up on that, if there's anybody on the celebrity superfan that she thinks could do that.
Could sit in for a week?
Yeah, like I was thinking Andy Richter would be good to fill in for a week.
He probably would be good. You know who I was listening to this morning was the old Mitch Hedberg, an old appearance of his, and it crossed my mind, he would have been the right personality for that chair. Something about just how he would chime in or share his own stories, and just he was an interesting person on his own, not a comedian trying to make jokes all the time. Just more a storyteller and open. He would have been good, but he's dead. So
let's talk about Superfan for a second, because it's really hard to book a Superfan roundtable with a bunch of celebrities at your intensity.
Yes.
But you seem to have no love if you're not in it all the way.
Well, only because it's when we should change the name to the Celebrity Fan Table.
Because I know what you're saying, and I've actually called some people who have said to me at times, I was listening for a long time, but I haven't in a while, so I don't think I should do it. And then I think there's some people who, if you give them a month's notice, they'll listen every day to make sure they're coming in, knowing what's going on.
Right. Well, you would think Jeff Probst would do that since he co-hosts.
Well, he's doing the daytime. He was doing the daytime show, so that
I just like giving him a hard time. Well, who seems like a super fan is Kevin Bacon.
Yes,
he is.
And did you call Sarah Silverman again this time?
Yes, she was unavailable. She left the day before. I called a lot of people. Molly Shannon, I was trying to get in for that show.
Yeah.
I saw, what's the guy from CSI with LL Cool J?
Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell was working that day. He really wanted to come.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a pretty broad list.
When you're listening to the show, do you prefer having somebody there? Do you prefer the moments when it's just like the cast, or do you, can there be too many interviews? What's your ideal Howard Stern show if you're building it?
Oh, that's hard. I do like all of the insider stuff and the Whack Pack. I mean, Beetlejuice is the best. I love the employee antics and all the stories. And I love the interviews. I love them all. It's just the right balance. And 5 days of it.
You just want
and
more.
Me, yes. I would be an excellent addition.
Well, you would mix it up, that's for sure.
Gets married.
Lisa G has a theory that Ronnie dyed his goatee last night.
I think so.
You're
Yesterday it was really white.
Yeah, I noticed that too. And even the guys from TV put up a thing while Ronnie was in there. Go, look how white Ronnie's beard is. It looks like a billy goat.
God. So yesterday he was a billy goat and today he's not.
But I didn't see him. I didn't notice today. Did he dye it last night, do you think?
Looks like it.
Okay. Hey, Ron, come on in. We want to see the dye job you did on your goatee.
Hey, Howard. He's running down the hall screaming at JD that he's going to kick the fucking shit out of him.
Well, get in here and show us your
JD?
goatee.
Oh, yeah, he dyed it.
For what?
Yeah, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying you dyed it because I saw it yesterday and it was white as like Santa Claus.
Yeah, because I was. What are you laughing at?
So what did you do? Because yesterday it was like white. Did you realize how white it was? Like, what made you go home yesterday and dye it?
I don't know. I didn't.
You must have noticed. Did someone say something to you? And why are you going to beat up JD? Because you dyed.
Because he runs with every little thing to Jason or Gary or something, or the TV. You know, oh, look what he did today.
I haven't said
You're
one word.
full of shit. Okay,
Lisa, did JD say anything to you about it?
No.
Why are you blaming JD?
Because he does it with everything, man.
He didn't do it this time.
I don't care. He could tell me from now until next year.
You don't believe him?
No.
Wow. Someone even said in the email on the wrap-up show yesterday, like, Ronnie always is threatening to beat up JD.
I didn't threaten to beat him up.
You were like, what are you laughing at?
Because everything is, you're talking on the, John invites you in.
Right.
So I go in and I'm talking about something, so I might not know everything, okay?
Right.
This one, he laughs at everything. Everything's funny.
There was even one point where he started laughing, and then I laughed, and then he yelled at me for laughing.
Yeah. Everybody was glued to the radio. Why is that funny? Why is that funny?
You were laughing first, dude.
Face. Why is that funny?
Who was laughing first? You were laughing first, weren't you?
Why does he have to be in here? Go to the meeting.
So
you love Ronnie, right?
I love him, but this one I had nothing to do with. I'm sorry,
okay,
dude.
right, yeah. Okay.
What'd you put in there?
What's this
stuff?
Just for men, man.
Just for men.
Yeah.
And what did you comb it through?
Yeah, they got these little brush thing.
Oh.
And so you just did that this morning.
That's a little more elaborate than just a comb through, because notice there's
it doesn't look bad.
There's
though.
like a pattern.
Well, he
it's got
makes
like a
sure to
zebra
leave
pattern.
What would you like me to do, dude? It's a little brush thing.
No,
It's
what
a brush.
I'm saying is, but you're like going in a specific way, no?
No, it's got this little brush,
right?
Little small brush, and you just go through it.
But you're not putting it in the hair in your head, are you?
No. I got gray hair back here and shit. Come on.
But on your beard, you're doing it. But I think you did a decent job because you left a little bit of gray.
Right, you don't go
that's why I try to leave it natural looking.
Although I got to tell you, in some spots it's super dark. Like it's like sometimes the dye. No, like right in the middle there.
It's like a fan.
Sometimes the dye. Yeah, sometimes the dye gets real thick in places.
You know what's interesting? Like, see this one part? I don't know if you can see it. Right, just turn your head.
I know what you mean. Under the lip.
No. Turn.
Right, the fan part.
Back.
Right,
Yeah.
go ahead, point to it.
It kind of looks like spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, like it spilled on his chin.
Yeah, well, maybe I just spilled something. I don't know.
How long does it take you to do that?
5 minutes.
Oh, and you did it this morning? Because you get up early.
Yeah.
He gets up way early. What time you get up?
3:15. I got to take care of the dog.
So like at 3:15, you're dyeing your beard?
No, but it's about 3:45.
Yeah, because he takes care of the dog
Takes 5 minutes.
Then he dyes his beard.
I would do it at night, I think.
Yeah, well, I forgot last night.
Yeah.
I was tired.
How often do you have to dye your beard?
Once a week.
Wow.
But
Once
you
a
let it
week.
go.
Yeah, well, it
for a
grows
while.
in, dude. You know,
Okay,
it
take
grows
easy.
in.
All right,
You get
calm down.
roots?
Yeah, you get roots. You get roots.
Your roots are showing.
You get roots.
But did you forget for a while, or did you?
No, I'm telling you, it's a week, and
It's a pain in the ass all day upkeep.
it is annoying.
Hey, by the way, you really are a moron.
Why?
I mean, I heard you on the wrap-up show. I'm going to play it where they're asking you about who's running for president.
Politics is not my thing, man.
Motherfucker, you're stupid.
But
I mean, do you ever open the paper ever?
Yeah, I open it a little
He
bit.
thought Barack Obama was a Republican.
He's a good guy. I think I'm going to vote for Obama. I really am.
Yeah, sure you are.
He's got to be better than the asshole we have in the White House now. So
It's still a horse race.
Do you know who she is, Hillary Clinton? Yeah, you know
sure,
that.
she's Clinton's wife.
What does she do for a living?
She's. I know what she is. She's the governor of.
Which country?
Of New York, right? Isn't she the governor?
No,
wait, that would be.
Governor.
I mean,
Yeah,
Pataki.
she's the governor of Pataki. Do you still think Pataki's governor?
No. She's now.
Who's the governor of New York?
She's the governor.
Right. Okay.
Of New York.
And
right?
who are the senators?
That's a good question.
Brownback or something?
Yeah,
All right, Senator
Brownback
Brownback,
is a senator.
yeah.
And who's the other one? We have how many senators?
If you're asking for another one, we must have two.
So
Right.
Brownback and who else?
Well,
I won't call you an idiot if you get this. Well, you got Brownback, right? You know that Hillary Clinton's the governor of New York. Who is the other senator from New York? You'll impress me if you know that.
I think I got it. He used to be the district attorney of New York.
Go ahead.
Robert Morgenthau?
Oh,
very good.
Very
All right.
I just have to think. I just have to think.
Yeah. You know, when you think, you're impressive.
Wow. That's why I don't do it much. I don't.
So
like
you
to do it.
knew Senator Morgenthau
and Brownback.
And Brownback.
And the governor.
And the governor, Clinton.
I think she. I know she has something to do with New York. I think she's the governor.
Good. Well, all right. You've impressed me.
But like I said, politics is not my thing. You know?
Should be. Now, after you got those right, I mean, not everyone can
You're
answer
ready
that.
for, what is that?
Impressive.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Who's smarter
You can
than a
answer
fifth
so
grader?
many
You
questions.
know what?
How many senators are there total?
Well, I'm guessing 2.
2
You're
senators
guessing.
total? No,
Maybe.
from New York, but then how do you...
Probably 2 per state. 100 senators, 50
Okay.
states.
Good, all right. You're on the target there.
Did you ever notice that everything Sal doesn't know isn't his thing?
Yeah.
Like being smart isn't his thing.
Yeah. You never read the newspaper?
Being a producer is not your thing.
You never read the newspaper? Nothing.
I do read the newspaper. I read
You do?
page 6.
Oh.
Oh, you
Gossip.
skip right past the first page.
You know, it's just. This is not CNN, Howard. This is the Howard
Right.
Stern show.
Okay.
You know, this
I
is
just thought
not,
maybe you're curious.
Hannity and
Just for your
Combs.
own life, you might want to know.
Listen
some
to
of
me.
these things.
It's not
I'm
Hannity and Combs.
I'm glad I didn't vote for Bush, and now nobody can blame me.
But you
You know
said
what I
in
mean?
the
Did you
wrap-up
vote?
show...
But maybe
It's
you
not-
should have
but
voted
you
for
don't
the
vote.
other guy.
But hey, who is the other guy? The other guy could have fucked up too, and then you couldn't blame me.
He doesn't vote, and he considers that a good thing because he says on the wrap-up show, there's no difference. Look how bad the country's doing. So if I voted...
You'd be responsible.
Yeah,
Yes.
look what all the assholes who voted for Bush.
about-
Now they regret it. Not
how about
me.
if
I'm
you
like,
had voted,
hey,
how
I
about if
stayed
you
out.
had voted for the other guy, and we wouldn't have had Bush?
You could have saved us.
Well, that's all hearsay. We don't know what this guy would have done.
Hearsay. Hearsay.
All right,
no,
thank you.
It's not.
And that's why I'm going to go against the grain. I'm seriously considering voting for Obama, and
Yeah.
I do mean that because
Why?
this
Why do you
world
like
has been
him?
so screwed up for the past 100 years.
Well, why do you like Obama? What is he for?
He's pro-choice, which I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, look, if you're a black guy in America and you can push the people to vote for you, that's impressive. And I mean that.
In the
I got
most
in the most
positive
sincere way.
All right, I got
So
to stop
that's
this
so,
conversation. Everything that comes out of your mouth is stupid. All right, thank you.
I'm sorry.